Hello. Today we are gonna be doing some very nice coaching from PECO. Gonna be doing some in the member melee, some very nice double barrier, double shield camp. It's gonna be live coaching, and it's gonna be basically of two specific maps. It's gonna be as fast as possible, so we'll see how it goes. Like for now, we're just hopping into the channel and everything. I will be unmuting soon. You'll see me alt tabbing videos. I want to be able to just seamlessly switch between the two, but the sound and everything should be still fine. Let's see this. Cool. Yeah, let's hop in.
Fuck, come on now.
We could do we could all put on Ghosty Mari. That's close enough, right?
Wait, do we
You mean the condom, right?
It's just an upside down sock on top of Apache. We're fine,
so we're
right?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, are we gonna be hard locked heroes?
Yes.
Alright, then everybody put the hero that you're gonna be playing.
Nah. It's fine.
I
Just
can't.
put whatever
There's
you
two
want.
of them.
Am I late?
Yes.
Nah, you're fine.
No.
You're okay.
5 minutes.
My internet went out. No.
Everyone else is early. That's fine.
Yeah, it's cool.
We're going with patch.
I was doing some extra Risso practice, getting these in.
Yeah, the Pachamaris are clearly the superior
You're gonna
icon.
be Pachimaru. I'm going my boy. Torbjorn.
You are the exact opposite of a team player.
Torbjorn.
Time to kick him off the team and go find another.
We need new off tank stat.
Wait, I
Yeah.
think I added the person,
Torbjorn.
but I
I
don't
like
know.
that they're all.
Bro,
That's
you can't
me.
tell me not to be Torbjorn when my.
Oh, you did.
my-
Okay.
my
I'm
alt account
Rufus.
is literally
That's my alt
Torbjorn
account.
main.
Sorry.
Got it.
My alt account is literally Torbjorn main.
Nice.
It doesn't matter. You go Pachamari.
Torbjorn.
Wait, we're missing
Find a
two
Tor
people.
Pachamari then.
Pachamari or death.
Who am I missing? I'm
fuck, I'm
missing.
Wait,
I'm
I
gonna
can't
kick
be.
you off the team.
I
Goodbye.
can't be a Rissa.
I'm Mekani Mari or something.
Well, if you want,
Okay, why aren't there like character Pachamaris? Is the question.
Oh my god! Imagine
Because
a Junkrat one.
Pachimari is a character.
Wait,
But-
imagine a
Patrick
Torbjorn
cosplay.
Pachimari. I wonder what that would
Exactly.
look like. A Torbjorn Pachimari. I don't know why, but it just seems scary.
I mean, the closest you get
Technically-
is the Lunar New Year ones that are based on the dragon themed skins from that year. Genji's, Pharah's, and
Yeah.
Zarya's. That's as close as you get, I think, to character ones.
Well, there's the witch one for Witch Mercy, I guess.
I have this one.
Also, there's the Yeti
can say-
Mari for Monkey, but nobody's playing Monkey.
There is also like I don't know, the cupcake one can be for the new Junkrat skin. There you go.
Oh, that's
So
true.
basically Cupcake.
No.
But also, we're not
Pretty
playing
sure
Torb, so
Sombra
get
has
outta
a
here.
submarine
I
skin,
want to see
right?
I want to see a Pachimari with his hair on fire, like.
Are
Junkrat.
we doing all of the?
There's a
prep
pig one,
together?
by the way.
Like so the first 15 minutes. Are we doing that all together in lobby here, or are they gonna go?
I
into
would
their
say
teams to prep
separately.
stuff? You want to do it?
Yeah, probably separately just because there's so many
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
But we
makes
need. I'm still missing Calypso. Does anyone know where she is? He or she?
no clue.
No idea.
All right. Are they online?
They're not online. They're in Viz or offline on Discord.
Big rip. Is
So-
there somebody we can pull in?
Let me go to the sign up sheet and see, because stress. All right, Calypso is gonna be. Let me see what I had them as.
Oh,
They would be
Is
hit
there-
scan.
Okay, yeah, they were 29 hit scan. So let's see if we can find another hit scan really quick. Give me 2 seconds. I'll see what I got.
I take a T.
I take a T.
Hey, Tickety.
Just one at a time. Hi, take a T. There we go.
Hi, Tickety.
Hi, Tickety.
Hello.
TikTok on.
No.
Yes.
Let's
You have to
see.
imagine he doesn't exist for today. He's probably not gonna be here the whole time. And
Tickety,
He's gonna be
Don't-
popping back and forth.
All right.
I'm just a fly on the wall.
Yes,
Tickety
exactly.
casting question mark.
Scan?
Exactly.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Obviously, it's gonna be casting with.
No, it's me and Caden.
Nah, I'd rather Tickety than you. I'm kidding.
Oh,
You know what? Honestly, I'd rather
Take it easy.
Ow.
Reinforce now. Take it easy.
Wow.
has to cast it.
You have to.
And
Sorry.
with a minute left, maybe an at here would be warranted. Oh man. Okay.
This is why you should always have subs for stuff like
We
this.
usually do, but
You should have had people that you
we
would have
had
added
people say
if
we had people say we had people say like they were gonna be here. So like you know, we assumed.
I
Yeah,
did
but
a little
people
roll
lie.
call checkbox.
It was a whole thing. We
And
did a
they're
whole
tr-
thing, guys.
Did everything we possibly could.
And they failed us.
Yeah, it's like I can only make people show up so well.
Oh yeah.
No,
By the way,
you
how come
reacted.
you we did this is a U, right, or an A? I'm confused.
NA.
What
It's
the
We're
login
on NA
tab?
server.
Yeah, NA server.
I
yeah.
actually oh, cool.
You actually logged into the NA server.
I
yeah.
actually by mistake, but yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, it was like you got on the right server, so we good. We good.
It's fine.
Playing Pixelmon.
Oh, nice. We need.
Forgiving.
I just all I did was just
Maybe
DM
Calypso thought it was a
You should
different
get
time
forgiven
zone.
here. No.
Why would they think it was a different time? We said like we have literally we make sure to post like after.
I
every
know,
time
but
there's
people-
time zone.
People tend to like think in their own time zones
I was
regardless
thinking
of
I
that.
gave you 6 time zones. If you couldn't read it from that, then I don't know how to help
That's
you.
also
so-
assuming.
Yeah.
Sandwich, you
Yeah,
gave
I think
6 time
people are
zones with
smart.
5 of them being an A and 1 of them being the Western EU time. There's
Sandwich,
the rest of the
sandwich.
planet
It was
still
based on-
exists.
I know it was GMT, but everyone knows it was
If
an
somebody
NA
is
thing,
Australia in here, I'm kind of judging them.
so-
That's
your
bold.
thing is going to be absolute
Yes.
garbage.
I
Exactly.
know some
Please don't be
Australian
on my
players.
team.
They connect on
Especially
NA.
our hit scan player, I kind of want them to be in A.
I know some
Um,
Australian players.
Also,
They
I will say
deliberately
that-
never play hitscan.
in my experience, people from EU are better at like converting time zones from BST than North Americans are from any other North American time zone. I
can
don't
do
know
it
why
just
that is,
fine. I can do
but-
it just fine.
You're not wrong.
CST is just an hour before mine.
Yeah, I mean, I am CS2, so.
That's the only
All
one I
right.
usually have to convert.
Real quick, if y'all want to go ahead and go down to team 2 and start talking all your stuff, I've
Yeah, we
got Big Nab is gonna be playing for you guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alright. Down I go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's. I kind of want to wait for Big Nub. He's playing the hitscan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Join team 2, please.
Welcome.
There we go.
Okay.
Hey.
Is he here? Awesome. Okay, everybody's here now. So let's talk. By the way, Big Nab, I'm gonna guess you have not read the one pager, right? Since you were just.
No,
now
I have
picking it
not.
up. Yeah. Okay. Cool. We are playing double shield, double barrier, however you wanna call it, and you are gonna be our hitscan DPS, if I'm not mistaken, right? Who's our flex?
Yeah.
Who is the flex DPS here?
Ordo is.
That'd be me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's talk about the comp. So most of you have read it a little bit. What I want you to imagine, like the most important thing is that it's double shield, but that doesn't mean we're just playing one behind each other. The most effective way to play this comp and gain and actually win is to actually win the map. So you win the map, you win your angles, and after that, you actually kill the enemies. So the point is like setting up your DPS in power positions and in angles and lanes where they can put a lot of pressure into the enemy team, right? What does that actually mean? That means basically that our two DPS need to not play together. I want you to imagine the two of you are basically two magnets with the same polarity, right? So yes, you can meet at the middle for short periods of time, but you're gonna instantly be repelled one away from the other. Exactly after that, right? And the job of the so let's move now a bit down the roles and how that works is that so as you can see in the document, the job of the Orisa is to mainly be the center of the comp. You're the one with the most survivability in this team. You're the one that is king, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Wait, so am
You are
I like, am I
wait,
not
what's the
with
main tank?
me?
Oh, Dre. Okay. So basically, you are the center of the comp. You're gonna be usually in the middle of the comp, and your job is, for example, a lot of times, just to like, okay, hold is your playmaking ability, right? So like, you need to be calling out your holds, and the team needs to follow up on that. I'm gonna say for each hero as well how to follow up a bit on the holds as well. So you're the center of the team. You need to use your abilities to stay alive for as long as possible. And don't underestimate your damage, don't underestimate your shield, and use your fortify only when you don't have shield or when you want to reposition yourself without getting punished, right?
Okay.
If you use fortify, that means that as long as it's on cooldown, you cannot be aggressive anymore. Then let's move. I'm going to hop the Sigma and go to 2 DPS because I'll explain it later. So who is Echo Hanzo? That is, we said Ordo, right?
That'll be me. Yep.
Yeah. So from your side, which one do you prefer in general, Echo or Hanzo?
Echo is preferred. My Hanzo's weak.
Okay. In this comp, if you're playing Echo, you really have to watch out on your timing because you're only 200 HP and you're flying in the air against an ass that has usually a mercy boost, right? So you're gonna be very, very easy to kill. And also, if the enemy Orisa holds you in the air, or if the Sigma hits with a rock in the air, for example, you will die instantly, right? So your timing on your picks, it needs to be very, very, very coordinated. You only must pick when your Orisa goes aggressive, when she calls out for a hook, for example, or when, like, basically after your other DPS goes for an aggressive pick. Right, so if your ass goes very aggressively for a pick, then that will give you more space to get your value. But if you're able to put out that value, then you can kill targets very, very fast with, comboing your stickies, your shots, and your beam in the end, right? So what I want you to do is like play kind of closer to the Orisa, but behind a corner. We'll talk about the maps a bit more. And then whenever we're ready to pick, you want to like just kind of like fly up, be kind of above them, get your damage out, and then make sure you're in cover when you land as well, right? Make sure you land in a safe position and preferably in a high ground, right? Then moving on to us, that would be Big Nub, right? Yeah, so you must play split from your other DPS. If your other DPS playing Echo, then most likely the Sigma will be enabling you for most of the time. And a lot of the times you will also have a mercy pocket. Realize when you actually have those tools, and if you have those tools, that means you can go even more aggressive and go in even higher flanks, right? Let me also share my screen, just to prep it for when we go to the map. You can also have a little read on the document here since you haven't read it yet. But it's basically stay pick, only pick when your Orisa going aggressive. The worst thing you can do in this comp in general is mistime your aggression. If you go in alone, you're basically going in versus 2 shields and 6 people all shooting at you with far range, right? So you must only pick when your whole team is doing so. Then let's go back to our Sigma player, and then basically following up what I said about the ass is you need to enable your ass or your Hanzo if you go Hanzo on some maps. I would suggest you try both. I would actually say that maybe Hanzo is better on Junkertown, and Echo can be a little bit more powerful in Blizzard Wall. We're gonna play those 2 maps. So if you want, you can try to like play both if you want, Ordo. But still up to you.
I was thinking about that. I'm gonna do both Hanzo on the first one.
So yeah, if you have a Hanzo, then you want to kind of shield whoever's being more aggressive and whoever's in a position where the shield is going to do more for them. So for example, if somebody's playing in a position that has high ground, that has already a corner and is like very, very safe, maybe it's better to enable the other DPS to go even more aggressive. Or if the position the one DPS is holding is a really powerful position on the map, then that's the one you really want to be helping, right?
All right.
Then yeah, like realize that your sack can sack infinite damage, right? So you need to use it effectively and for enemy abilities and enemy combos, right? Don't just use it for just a little bit of damage. It's like a very, very, very powerful ability. And don't underestimate your damage as well, right? If you're in range to do damage, when you're in range to do damage, you want to be doing it. Moving on to my Mercy. Mercy, you are Selena, right?
Solana, yeah.
Talana, sorry, yes. Yeah, like we kind of a little bit talked about it before. You have the easiest kind of job, but not like theoretically, but in reality it's like incredibly hard because you want to be enabling your DPS with damage boost as much as possible and making sure you stay alive in order to res a target if they actually lose their duels, right? Or if they get picked from a hold combo or something like that. Then basically in this composition, if you pick the enemies, you're doing something wrong. You need to be around cover and using your mobility to stay alive. If you keep your Batiste alive, then he can keep the tanks alive, right?
Yeah.
So making sure you peel for your Batiste, the same thing for Sigma, make sure your Batiste stays alive is really, really, really important, right? So talking about Batiste, let's jump into that guy. Sandwich, that's here, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Once again, kind of like supports having theoretically the easiest job ever, just keep people alive. Not really though, right? That's not just it. Yeah, like
Everyone thinks that about supports.
yeah. So make sure your Raisa stays alive, your Sigma stays alive, and at the end of the day, like if you stack your immortality field with their shields and their cooldowns, that's just gonna put your team in a disadvantage. So in the end of the day, it's kind of like your job to like track when Orisa has used, for example, Fortify, and only immortality field after she has used it, so you don't stack it with her, right?
Right.
Because you cannot like call for immortality field. It's your ability.
So
your
basically stagger it with the shields rather than having everything up at once. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
But like for example, a very nice use of immortality field is like literally making something immortal, right? So what you can do is like you have a sniper duel. What about if you throw your immortality field around a corner next to one of your snipers?
Yeah.
Basically, for as long as it's alive, they can take as many picks as possible. So you can also find like creative uses for immortality field to use it more aggressively as well if you want to, right? Make sure you stay alive, obviously. Stay around corners, mind your positioning, and against this comp, I like refrain from just jumping up in the air. I know a lot of Batistas do that a lot, right? Because they have snipers in the enemy team and a hold, so you're just like jumping up in the air and like waving your hand at them. That it's not gonna be the best thing ever, maybe. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about. First of all, do any of you have specific questions or anything?
I do actually.
Go for it.
Okay, so obviously like playing around cover is important and stuff like that, but in terms of like positioning on top of that, like am I staying closer to the tanks or further away? Because I'm an Ana main, I'm used to like playing from fucking Narnia compared to where my tanks are. So basically compare it to that. Where am I going to be trying to play around in relation to where my tanks are?
In this comp, because you have like an Orisa, and
Yes.
you're usually gonna be stacking with your Orisa. Of course, don't be in front of her, be behind her. And even a little bit safer than her. For example, if she's holding the corner, you can be like in a small corner before her to like be close, but a little bit even safer, right? But also don't underestimate your damage, especially with holds. Like your Orisa holding somebody and you hitting 2 shots on them, like 2 headshots, it's gonna burst the target very, very fast as well. So you wanna be able to do aggressive damage as well. You're not all about heals. Your damage matters a lot, even in the shield break. And in just melting targets down, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Just one last thing before is like, as a comp, what I want you to all imagine yourselves is like kind of like playing Shepherd, right? What I want you to do is like, just imagine the enemies are your sheep and you're trying to cage them in a small confined space all together. If you manage to surround them, Sorry? Oh, yeah, cool.
5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll move in the comp after this. To the map after
okay.
this. Yeah, if you manage to like cage them all together and like surrounding them completely, then it's like very easy for your demons to like find kills because they cannot shield everything. So if we all stay in one angle, then that's not as good. I'll show you the map how we can do this more effectively. But in general, what we want to be doing is like kind of getting all around them and like shooing them in and like making sure like we win the angle wars and then they are all together inside of us, right? So one of you had the specific question?
Oh yeah, let me maintain. So okay, when like am I trying to take those angles, or am I just keeping like a straight line of pressure so that my team can then spread out?
So your Rufus, I'm gonna join back in just a second. I just wanna go to the map. That's why I left. He's not here. So yeah, in general, you're holding kind of the main angle and allowing your DPS to go around, right?
Okay.
And a lot of times, giving space to your team does not always just mean actually pushing in. Like, let me give you an example here. Can you all see my screen share?
Yes.
Nice. So, for example, on this map, a basic setup would be that one DPS holding this angle. We are attacking first, actually. But let me just explain this concept of falling back to give our team space, right? So, one DPS holding here, one DPS holding here, and our race is holding main, right? So, if our race actually pushes in, that reduces the amount of angles our DPS have. That forces our DPS to go even further in to gain those angles, right? But if you allow them to push you back and you fall back, then that puts the enemy team exactly into their crosshairs, right? That will put the enemy team here. So a lot of times, even falling back a little bit can give your team, your DPS more effective angles, right? Because that's what we want to do. We want to kind of like cage them between us, right?
Got it.
Okay,
All
so
good.
let's talk a little bit about the map here. So 4 minutes, let's go. Yeah, we are attacking first, right? So what do we want to do here? We want to take as many angles as possible. So an example of this, we have Hanzo and as we said here, right? Our race can put the main angle, so he's putting pressure here, shield on payload, moving in slowly, right? And then what, for example, you can do is you can throw your Hanzo to take this angle here. You can do a little wall climb here, put some spam in. And then our ass can go right side, for example, and either poke from up here, poke from down here. She can pop out around here. There's a door, obviously, or go up and hold this corner as well, right? So you can see already that we have our Orisa pushing in, and then R2 DPS taking off angles, right? So in this kind of example, sorry, who is left on King? Who would you be pocketing? Would you go on your Hanzo or would you go on your ass? Who needs the more space or who can
Ash.
go more aggressive? I
Ash.
actually would say the opposite because, for example, if our Hanzo just jumps down and wall climbs here, then he might need more help, right? Our ass has a big health pack right here, and she can hide around corners way more, right? She's closer to our Orisa, so our Batis can heal her more effectively.
And we'll have a mercy pocket, so you know.
Yeah, the Mercy can also go with the Hanzo if you want to.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I'm saying Hanzo and us, you can split it around if you want to. Because both of you have similar ranges that you want to play in, then you can interchange it if you want to. So theoretically for this map, like a rotation could be that our team pushes in. Let me clean it up a bit. Our team pushes in, and then one DPS goes to the right side, takes control of this side, one DPS takes control of that side, right? And then after we're here, we want to take our DPS here, and then this DPS has two choices after that. We can either, so for second part, we can either push this way and poke aggressively here, where we would need our Sigma shield here, right? If you want to hold this corner aggressively, there is not that much cover. But this side has a lot more cover, and if the Hanzo goes this side, for example, he can wall right around here and like get value, fall down. And then as I was talking about caging and stuff, if our race is pushing in, then this DPS, if allowed to, it can go even further in, right? And in
Y'all
the end,
gonna
we can end up having...
Fix stuff starting now.
Okay, cool. we can go here, and then this DPS can also go up here and get all the way behind them, right? So we can have our enemy team in a little cage, and we shoot them all around them, right? So you can try to apply this kind of stuff in every map, right? We'll see. We'll talk about the rest later. Let me join. Can you invite me back in?
I will go ask her wherever she is.
Sharp, yeah. Second. Sharp, can
what's
you
up?
throw me an invite?
Oh yeah.
Back in? Thanks.
I got you.
I just
Yeah.
had a
So try
DM.
to communicate holds, try to communicate your stuff, and basically stay as split as possible for most of the time. Your DPS can meet and exchange angles, but in general, try to keep like different angles, right? Do you have any questions before we actually hop in?
Not that I can think of.
So yeah, let's see. We another thing you can do for first point, I kind of explained it. For second point, the window across is like one of the strongest position for somebody to hold, if you understand which one I'm talking about, and then the right side. And what you can do on attack on that map as on the second point as well, if you're really having trouble pushing it in, what you can also do is send your Orisa with your BAP and maybe a DPS through back from under and get behind them, right? And then when timing is even more important, because that Orisa needs to pop out from behind them at the same time as our 2 DPS actually poke from the middle, from the front angles as well, right?
Like flank Orisa?
This is the
Basically.
second point, right?
Do you understand the angle I'm talking about? Basically underneath where the big health pack is.
Underneath at the
or-
very beginning, or underneath right before, like
bottom right.
Yeah, their old spawn. Like when we get the second point, it would be
Yes.
their old spawn.
Oh,
No,
oh,
not
I
their
know,
old
yeah, I
spawn. Not their old spawn, but like the other side of it, right?
like you can go down and then you can come up and walk up high ground instead of walking up into them.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that
if
area.
if the front attack doesn't work, what you can do is like you can get under them, get behind them, but the timing is even more important. I would keep Orisa, I would get Sigma basically with my team to like help our like 2 DPS to take angles, or 1 DPS to take like the window, for example, and then the rest can like go under and behind them and just pop out from behind.
But
Why
that
is it
would
2
be me
minutes?
going, not our Sigma. The Orisa would go with them there.
It'd be the Orisa mainly.
Okay.
yes, not the other one. I thought we were out of time. Apparently, we still have 2 minutes.
I have a question. One more.
This is the
Do
time.
we really only have like Immor and like I guess if we're playing the same team up, but like there's not, is like trading ults 1-for-1, like do we want to be using an ult combo right like us like first? Because is that the only
Yes.
way to like
So you want to use your ultimates to gain tempo in the fight. What does that mean? Means to like, so if we just walk in and just not use anything, every team has 50% chance of winning, right? Whoever wins their heals wins. If we use an ultimate in the very, very start, for example, we can gain like 5 or 10% extra percentage of winning, right? So that puts like the fight in our side. So most of our ults are used to just get like some kind of advantage in the fight. Specific ults, like for example, you try to always combo ults with like Halt, or you try to use ultimates to zone people out of positions as well. Like,
but there's no like 6-man fluxes, because if they're playing correctly, they're playing split.
Yes.
I mean, you don't need 6 man. Like, if you get one kill with a flux, you basically win the fight.
Yeah,
but for example, if you flax only the Air Mercy, for example, with their ass, you can win that angle completely.
Yeah.
You kill both of them, and then your DPS can go very aggressively on that angle and get behind them, right?
You get
And then you have more damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole point
It's
is
just
your
using
advantage.
resources to get more resources, basically.
Yeah. And ultimates like Valkyrie or the Orisa ult are really good to feed other ultimates in as well, because it gives a damage boost to everybody. So it's like really nice to just give a boost to your whole team to charge their ultimates even faster, right?
Yeah. Since it's a mirror comp, it's literally just cooldown. It's whoever can use their cooldowns more efficiently.
Yep.
Yes. So okay,
Also,
Oh, and
every
takes
comp.
we
yeah.
are
Thumbs up.
ready. Oh, I should say ready, right? Yeah. So keep your mind in your positioning and your timing mostly, right? So I don't want somebody to die on their own. I don't want somebody to pick on their own. Only the whole team together.
Oh, I have a question.
Go for it.
If say like we're on defense and it's like about a touch, can we switch to like stall characters or no? Should we just stay?
We'll ask about it after this. Last time we
Yeah.
said yes,
That-
but you're
that
on
is a-
attack anyway. Let's.
Yeah.
That is a
I
good
think
question.
we can physically do it because I'm pretty sure they've blocked our heroes.
Oh, okay.
We'll see in a second. Nope,
Yeah.
they haven't.
Oh, they
It's
haven't.
locked or no?
No.
No,
not
it's
locked.
everything
Okay.
is locked.
I do have a question though. Who on our team is going to be shot caller? 'Cause I know I can probably call where their team is, but other than that,
I'm not doing it. I'm not very good at shot calling.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
and I can probably try to ult track, but I'm not the best at it.
I can ult
So,
track pretty
I'm not a
well.
perfect ult
Important
tracker,
things to
but-
call are mostly positions of enemy DPSs and basically your aggression. So everybody can do that, right? And everybody can
Yeah.
say that their ass is
Yeah.
bottom right or their hands is top left or something like that, right?
Yeah, but having one person say, "Hey, we push now" or whatever would probably be more.
Everybody, like, okay,
clear comms
so
and-
yeah, the hold is the most important one. So I would say Orisa try to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, Nab Bastion?
I'm swapping.
Uh,
No.
Yeah, I'm assuming
I'm just
we will
vibing.
swap the
Fuck the
proper.
system.
5,
Oh, we're just starting?
Yeah, we're starting. Yes.
Yeah, we
Oh,
started.
okay.
1.
Let's go, guys.
Did we ask if we can swap to stall?
Stop.
That's fine.
I don't think we did yet.
Alright, that's cool.
Hey, I'm gonna pull once the Richard Shield's broken. Pulling? Okay.
Take me shield. Where is...
Oh. I don't think I can res that because we're just kind of out. in the
No,
open.
there's no. We're good.
I can throw MR up if you want to go for it.
No, it's too late
No,
now.
it's fine. Just set up right now. Just set up right now. We don't have to.
Hanzo's left side. Hanzo dropped. Never mind.
Pulling middle.
My shield broken.
They have no pull.
There's 6 shields down.
Oh my. Ash is half.
Hanzo's one.
I have to back up. I'm backing up a point right here.
Biggest half.
Ash
I'm
dead.
pulling both tanks.
Hanzo's about to die. Hanzo dead.
Can look for Bob, yeah.
My bad.
They have no shield, no nothing on top. No hold, no grass now.
Sigma half.
Oh, kinda low. Reese's one. Reese dead.
Sigma now. Can we push?
Yeah, we can push.
Pulling.
I used lamp.
No lamp.
I'm taking left side.
Alright, I'm going with you.
I don't think they get. I mean, they could get a staggered touch here.
I don't think so.
They're not swapping, so
No, they're not gonna go for it.
touching.
Oh, maybe they are.
The payload has
Go walk into them.
6 man dynamite.
Rissa. They have no lamp. I'm pulling.
I have flux. With a...
I might walk out in Bongo here.
I can flux here, actually. They don't have...
Yeah, no rock.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I'm
you
also
know,
been
no
talking
more,
during
no more,
this,
no
so I
more,
kind
no
of
more.
forgot. Okay, so let's see
I'm
about this
taking left
fight
high
a
ground.
little bit later.
I'm gonna get card. I'm gonna get card.
Yep, I need a
Forgot
full
the
card.
card, that's fine.
They rev.
Just way too silent.
Okay,
So
we
the
have
first
resident
fight,
right here.
they were really,
I
really
think it will
basically
like, how long
safe.
is Mercy
They
Max for
actually
them?
push in.
30.
25, I think.
310 they have.
Here, I want you to already be taking advantage, taking
don't
high
wanna
ground,
be
right? I
there.
really like the asses like top left.
Rounding this
I
corner, if
want
it's
the
a
Hanzo to
problem,
stay
I'm
on the
gonna
high
bongo.
ground.
What's on high ground?
Try to. That's a nice
Pulling,
goal.
pulling high ground.
We don't need bunker.
Can we shred
So
Bob,
look at
shred
how
Bob, shred Bob,
Sigma
shred
and,
Bob,
and like
on
Hanzo is
point.
like
So
really
good.
split right now. That's the problem, and they're playing with Orisa.
Bab is
Like the
low.
ass is
Rounding
holding
corner,
aggressively. Look at
okay.
how much value the ass is getting.
I don't
Kind of
have
crazy.
Give
Big,
flash.
big
Good,
MR,
good.
big MR. Okay.
But now because the
Can we
others
just back up? We
used
just have to
ults,
back up. Just back up and reset.
yeah, we
You're
actually
down.
got punished
Down
here
Sigma Ash.
because we're not getting our advantages.
We have 3
Oh,
ult.
talking during this is hard. Forgot about
We
that.
can damage boost Dragon main.
Damage boost does nothing with Dragon anymore.
Oh my god, okay. Oh, fuck. He can just climb up. If he stays here, I can
Match if you want to push up, now's the time. Or
Okay,
my,
where's my
Oh,
eraser?
sure.
Oh, my eraser is... Oh my, so now
Oh,
it's
I
like this
fucked up, I
time is like
crushed it.
way off, right?
They're burning.
Oh
And
my
like both 30 DPS are basically holding
Jesus.
the same angles.
Just on, just on, just on.
Like now our DPS in a position to actually do something. And ours is already dead. So that's what I'm talking about timing, right?
Oh,
You
that's
want to
really
like
big.
actually pick at the same time. Like
They
right
rose,
now,
they
if
rose.
somebody
Pick me up.
dies in our
Six
team,
burning,
if they
other
won
one.
the
I like
duel,
it.
I can't see you
then it'd be
guys.
very,
I'm
very
here.
bad.
I'm here.
Still on, still on.
We can take advantage of
We have to
this
take this high
position
ground.
by
Oh,
poking like
fuck.
left and right, and like also maybe getting under them and like putting pressure from
Oh,
behind
jeez,
as
oh.
well, right?
Pulling, pulling.
This dragon's gonna do a
Huge,
lot
huge,
of
huge. Right on bongo, right
I
on bongo.
was a little bit
My
misplaced.
shield's broken.
Play around Emo, it's gonna be
Can we just
destroyed.
reset here?
Yeah.
Hanzo's low.
Watch the Ash.
You can also, if they're
They're
holding
really
here, what you
aggressive
can do
piece.
as well is like kind of like
Yeah.
flip them out by pushing under, and then getting here.
We have
and then
Falcon
getting
window.
under
We
them,
can
right?
honestly,
And you push
honestly,
pilot,
we can
you gain
regroup, walk up
distance,
to them, and then just window in their
push there.
face, and I'll hold, I'll pull.
They
I'll
have to
pull.
attack after that.
No, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, start walking. Window, window. Oh, we did. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, we had to do it a second earlier, right before they did.
Yeah, we have flug, so.
Yeah.
I can go in through window and flug there.
Do you want to go through window? We can all walk underneath.
Yeah.
I can probably Valk us in, but they'll have Valk too.
No, no, just come under left, right here.
60 seconds remaining.
Okay,
so
you're
we're
gonna
going
fuck
under.
them. Yeah.
The enemy team can see you though, so you need to be careful. Already keep putting damage
Pulling,
in.
pulling.
Like now is when you
Oh,
want your
shit.
DPS to be hiding at top as well. So you want to be
Oh, I
going
got
from
sniped.
both angles, not just one.
My bad.
I'm Bob
Now
Sigma.
we're just forcing Qs, but it can
Six
work
dead.
because the enemy team is like getting split,
Ash behind us, high ground.
and this will get a lot of value.
Up plant.
Multiple, please.
Oh, I'm bad.
Get a reso. Like, look at
Just
how much
go.
value this ass is getting right now because it's like off in position. We are all closed up in the same angle, while they are holding different angles. That's the problem right now.
Hanzo dies here. Never mind.
Woof.
I'm bad.
I think I can touch.
This is why I want to know if we can swap stall heroes. I would have gone like Monkey or Diva here. Can we touch? No.
Okay.
I mean, that's just hard. Like,
This whole point is difficult, yeah.
I mean, we had like
Yeah,
no
the start of that
planning,
point can
which
be very,
sucks.
very, very hard. But don't stress, it's fine. Just add some time when you can, and let's talk about defense a little bit more and about some stuff. So, what the biggest kind of like thing I saw is that a lot of times you're really, really stuck together, and they're not. You're not really using your off angles, right? So, a lot of times, what I really want you to talk before your engagement on how you're gonna split. Like, for example, if your Sigma is gonna play with your Hanzo, tell him and actually stay together and push in together. And then if your Mercy is gonna stay with your ass, you're gonna go a lot more aggressive, for example, especially in attack, and put a lot more pressure into the enemy team. Don't be so much afraid. And also, a lot of times you're like just Yeah, so here, let's see. Yeah, like Hanzo can stay where he is right now on the right side. I would say As hold the left side, sure, where you are. And then Sigma help your Hanzo mostly. And Hanzo, you can also like actually push in and even hold even more aggressively for the very, very, very first fight, right? So when they're going out of the door, you can actually spam them from the door. Just wall climb there, and then from there you can also shoot their spawn with a sonic arrow. So Sigma, you don't have to go all the way up there, but you can give him a shield to be safe, right? And then when our Hanzo falls back, he can hold this angle a little bit more aggressive with the Sigma. Orisa with Bab just stay safe in the middle and hold them together.
Should I be starting high ground or?
Yes, but if you need to drop down to be safer, feel free to do so. Feel free to drop to contest point if they're already there, right? So the enemy team is like staying together. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Make sure you have your cooldowns to contest it, right? Don't drop without 45, for example. You are gonna get melted.
I feel like a lot of times our Orisa is just getting melted, and I don't know if it's because our BAP doesn't have enough healing to deal with the damage.
It mostly has to do with
taking,
timing. So a lot of times your Orisa went in and your team wasn't there yet. So you need to be doing this all together. If you're gonna, even if you're split, you need to like push at the same time. You cannot have basically your Orisa go in and then after 2 or 3 seconds your DPS going in. That's already too late. Your Orisa is gonna get forced their cooldowns, and then it's gonna like, even if she doesn't die directly, she will like you will lose overall. So yeah, like the timing was one of the biggest problems in the hold. You had it in one fight and you completely destroyed them when you had it. And then basically for the rest you were just kind of like either way too stacked and in a position that wasn't like favoring you, or like not going in altogether. So for first point this is kind of good. For second point, like where you held Big Nab was like really good on the window, right? And then you want to take like Orisa pushes main, DPS try to split. So you can already say that like your Sigma is always with the hands and your Mace is always with the ass if you want to. If you want to keep it simple, you can keep it like that all the time and just like be your little buddies and stay together. It's not optimal, but it's better than somebody being alone, right? A lot of times with your ultimates, especially with your hold, try to really call it out, and DPS really try to go aggressive with holds and try to follow them up either with dynamite or with storm arrows or with a Sigma rock, like all of that good stuff, right? Try to really combo hold because that is going to give you the biggest amount of value. And don't be afraid to use ults. As I said, ultimates are used mostly to gain tempo into the fight. So don't be afraid to just like don't use 5 of them to just get some tempo, but don't be, if you have your ult and you know the enemies don't, for example, or if you know the ult is going to give you a little bit of advantage, don't be afraid to just like pull the trigger early and get that advantage. Make sure you win the fight. It's especially even more important on attack because you have less opportunities. On defense you can be a little bit more reserved, but like do it, just use it. What I can say is like call it out as well, right? So your team knows you're using it, your team knows to not overult at that point, because if everybody has the same idea at the same second, we don't want everybody to pull the trigger. But if you aggressively call out, I'm using like Matrix or something, like whatever ult you have, then your team will know to just like follow that up and not just everybody presses ult at the same time, right?
Guys, real quick, is that after they win the game, right? They push it further than you guys did. It's gonna keep going. So until the
we're playing all 3 points. Yeah,
you're playing it out. Yeah.
Okay, but when we stop on first point, it just stops, right?
It ends. Yeah. When you win, you win.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
we have
I didn't even listen to the first part because it's just not a reality in my world. Like I can't even like imagine that happening.
That's the right attitude.
So I love it. Weird.
No.
What's that word? I don't understand. Lose? I don't know what that word means.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There you go. That's
what we're
the
about
good
to
mentality.
do. Kidding. Time's up.
We're going full out. We're gonna be doing God's work this round.
Alright, we ready?
Yes.
Right. So
talk
Hanzo,
about
you're
the
playing
little
right side.
Ready?
Are you gonna be playing up there?
Yeah, at least to start, and then I'll fall back to where you are.
All right. Well, there's your shield. Make work.
Little further. There you go. Perfect.
5, 4,
Let me.
3,
All right.
2.
You'll see when I fall back.
Attackers incoming.
Take my high ground.
Stop the payload.
Shield half right now. Hondo. Shield broken.
Ashen's bottom left with Mercy. Ashen Mercy bottom left.
Yeah.
Break Sig Shield.
Looks like Hanzo said
Pulling-
high ground.
Pulling
Hanzo
middle.
dropped.
Ah.
Hanzo's half.
I
Sorry.
might be able to
Pulling
res that.
pulling middle.
Everything?
Too high, my bad.
I'm slow.
Dropping.
Oh. Alright, that was a damage boosted arrow on my face.
DPS gone.
Pulling to DPS.
Hondo alone.
Reset.
Hondo alone. Hondo alone.
Full reset, full reset, full reset.
Just go high ground right now.
We can touch, we can touch. I'm taking window.
I don't think. I think instead of touching, we just hold this high ground right above them, like they did to us.
The checkpoint.
I have window.
Oh, watch. Oh,
Just okay. Just double headshotted me.
oh we traded.
I can res then.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay, I'm
you.
nothing.
Get forward.
Pulling them
Can I
to
use
Sig.
window?
They're underneath.
They're underneath, they're on cart.
That's fair, just let him push.
Alright, I'm touching.
Pulling.
One.
If we don't have to peek, don't.
I have
What's
flaws.
that?
Sig, we got cherry paces. Sig, we gotta trade places.
Yeah.
Ash is low.
Pulling Ash. She backed off.
Oh, Mercy with
There's one big.
Loop is half under.
Pulling middle.
6 also half.
I gotta work on these holds. I'm bad. My bad.
Like all of our ults except for window.
I'm gonna play right here and wait for the Ash.
Can we hot flux?
Coming high. Ash is looking to go underneath.
They're all coming up top.
Ash dead. She might get rezzed.
Yeah,
She
she's
got
getting
res.
this.
She got res.
Sig, if we can, Flux right here.
Takes a half,
3,
takes a half.
2, 1. Oh, bad luck. Bad luck.
It's okay. No problem.
I have dragons. Just call your next halt and I'll fire it at them in that
Okay.
arm.
No.
Dropping.
Got two.
I'm gonna use those
Hey.
here. They wasted flux because of it.
Ash one right here.
Dead.
Nice, Sig. Okay, now we regroup.
Oh, I got pulled
Uh-oh.
off. I got pulled
Help
off.
Sig.
Can I up sick?
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna. If
might
they
need
walk
to
in, I'm
use-
bongoing. If they walk in, we're gonna bongo.
We can valve.
Yeah, so
And
right
then
now
they'll
basically
push.
our Sigma is not
Yeah,
really playing
as
with
long
6
as it
DPS,
doesn't
he's
work,
playing really
underneath.
solo.
Then
He
I'll,
didn't get punished the
back.
first time, but then he really
Also
got punished
into
the
the
second
face.
time. This dragon's gonna force
I got
our...
dragged.
Yeah.
I can res.
That's
after
why
I
we
leave
need
on.
our
I
Sigmas
would
there,
valve
or we
now.
need our Mercy there.
after
And
I
the Mercy's
res.
gonna res it, but then now we're gonna get overwhelmed.
Can you touch me?
That's on
Yeah,
me.
just push together,
I'm gonna
push
touch.
main, and
Touching.
yeah. Our Sigma wasn't there. We
They
just-
ulted better than we did.
Time to 1v6. Alright, let's go, boys.
It's 2v6. There, dude. Oh. That was a 1v6.
As soon as Sig died, we had to give him space. We can no longer hold close.
And we lose. But man.
We keep going.
Yeah.
We're so
I know,
focused on
but we
winning or
lose.
losing, and
Get
we're not
just-
really it's fine.
We can't touch here.
like high ground.
Just set up our
please.
high
So here
grounds.
you need to like set up high ground, set up the middle. Like this point is like very very important on this map, and then so is like are these high grounds all around. So right now our Hanzo and our Us are playing the same position, which is not that good, and our Sigma needs to get to that high ground
I hate that
in
it
order
still
to enable
sounds
them up
like-
there.
It's getting close.
Hands up after I dropped.
Our race is fine, but then I would like to see
Second
my ass
running.
basically they're playing
Falling
up
up
here,
middle.
or if she cannot, then up here. Then our Hans is like really. Look at how much our Hans is free to do. If the Sigma was up there with him, he'd be able to go even more aggressive.
Hanzo high ground.
Only Honda.
Like,
Oh fuck, he already
and now
gone.
they push the high grounds.
They use
There we go. Imagine having the
Hanzo's
Sigma
above.
up there with you as
pulling
well.
middle, pulling middle.
Dash Hanzo still.
Big wall.
Big bull,
The
big
Hanzo
bull.
won the duel.
Bertha have.
Hanzo behind.
Sigma, Sigma. Okay.
Someone's being rest up top. Oh, it's Ash.
Fuck, bro.
Ash is slow. Up top.
Ash, you did. Ash, you killed yourself. Why?
Okay, it's fine. Just
I have flux. I'm just gonna flux point when I get out.
Yeah.
Fluxing in 3.
Pulling for you.
now our race is in, and our team is
Got
not
tanked, got
there
tanked.
yet. At least we use our
I'm
flash,
dead.
so that's
Oh,
pretty
thank
huge.
God.
Inmar.
Mortality keeps our team alive.
Resist one. Resist dead.
Got Ash.
Yeah, we're good. Just punish that Hanzo.
Come, boy.
Is this Mercy gonna get spotted? I'm
Alright.
kind of wondering.
Okay, Sig, you either gotta get like. I don't think we stack it. We can't be stacking as much as we are.
Everyone
Yeah.
take high ground on different
Mercy up
angles.
here, Mercy up here, Mercy up here.
Reset you too.
Oh, this
Just
Tiger and
Tiger.
Mercy gonna be
Yeah, okay, now
massive.
they don't have Mercy.
Good
I
stagger.
thought they were sneaky.
One of our DPS can be up here, and one of them can be on the little
Yeah,
turnabout
okay.
thingy.
Mercy.
Move
Yep,
up top, move up top, but
100%.
if they may go
It's up to
underneath and
them.
C9 this.
no,
It doesn't
fuck the
matter.
point.
We have
We
Kill
angles
them
on
as
them.
they go to
Yeah,
point.
if they try to do that, half their team is dead by the time
Absolutely.
they get
Go
it.
with
Don't
your
worry
Hanzos,
about God.
hold their Hanzos.
I got you, I got you, I got you. Shoot down.
I'm walking up with you, Hondo.
The only poke all
Pulling
together.
free,
There,
pulling,
the
pulling,
Hanzo was
pulling.
poking on his own. That was the biggest problem.
Think is behind
Flags.
us. Or like, in our spawn.
Oh my,
I'm
the
11
Han-
HP.
Oh, the Sigma dropped.
I told you guys they were gonna go to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't
just
matter.
don't drop. We use angles and we kill them. We don't drop.
Yeah, keep the position advantage.
There's just one.
We have spawn advantage now. Maybe they'll kill it up. We'll see. As long as our Mercy stays alive and our Sigma stays alive here, we could do something. But it's gonna be tough.
I'm dead.
We got rolled.
Alright.
Yeah.
Score.
Don't stress. Don't stress. We're here to learn, not to win.
Third of third.
Losing is better than winning. That means you have more to learn, right?
And also,
Also nice.
Yeah.
isn't it like better for like? Then if they lose to us, they just like next map. Never mind.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Good job,
So,
fam.
okay,
Yeah,
now
we'll
Hanzo's
even it up
time
on
to
Blizzard
decide.
World. I'll be off of Hanzo. We'll be fine.
Okay, so can one of you get the replay code and post
not
it
have
in
it.
the
Oh.
member melee chat?
Yeah, I get it.
possible on Discord so we can copy paste it. If not, then it's gonna be.
Where do you want it?
Can't find
Yeah,
the
like-
chat there.
Yeah, there we go. Nice, big numbers.
AAP65R.
So,
Oh, cool. Generous,
so-
same one.
Yeah, it's the same.
No, mine is different for some reason. Oh yeah, never mind. It is the same.
The Generous, the exact same one. It's unique to the game. That's cool. I didn't
Yeah.
realize it worked like that.
yeah, I need to leave to actually. What's this?
Blizzard World is the next map.
Yes, but let's talk about this map a little bit before, right?
Welcome to Junkertown.
So, first of all, like, oh my god, it starts directly. I forgot. You kind of like figure it out by the end quite well. Yeah, you need to play split, and in general, like if you remember when they held you on second point for a very very long time, not even one of them was on point, right? You don't care about point in this comp. You win the angle wars, you win the damage war basically. You use your resources and your hold to just like win that, and then basically after that you go to point. If somebody needs to touch, you only need to touch after they've passed through you, and if they've already passed through you, then you're gonna do a lot more damage on them, right? So it's like you're gonna do a lot more. So I want to talk about, for example, one fight that actually worked quite well. It was, I think, That was here in the start. So basically here, right after our Hanzo gets rest. So if we look at our positions here, look how we are. Like, of course it can be better, but it's in general very, very, very good, right? We have our Ass being very aggressive here. Honestly, here, if the Mercy was with the Ass, but I know the Mercy is rezzing, so of course it's fine. Like, the Ass can go even deeper, and you can go here and then just shoot the Orisa on the side, right, on top of these barrels. Or you can just jump across, do your damage, and then if they actually try to hold you or do something, you can coach gun out, right? And then you can even, like, that's what I'm saying, you can even go deeper sometimes. And the same thing with Hanzo, you don't have to be on the low ground here. You can wall climb, right? So you can get up here and play this corner a bit more after you get rest, right? And then our Sigma is playing with our Hanzo, our Mercy is damage boosting the Hanzo after he gets rest, and then our Ass is playing the other angle. And basically after this, like, their guy gets rest as well here. Yeah, just rest. And then, like, the enemy can't do anything. Like, our Ass, like, nobody's even looking at our Ass, so you can basically, you don't even have to move, and you just do too much damage there, right? So you just completely destroy them from the side. And then after that, like, they're, like, you just destroy them with angles, right? That's kind of the point of this comp. Our Hanzo goes far. And then here's where I would want basically my Sigma. You don't need to be main. What you need to watch out is your Ass. You need to enable your Ass to go more aggressive, right? So after you win this one, you can go to the right side and help your Ass push this way. So she can hold this angle. Like, your job as Sigma is enabling your DPS to hold very, very, very aggressive positions on the map. So, and then you just completely destroy them. To see where, for example, on the second point, at the same time, we didn't play that well. A lot of times you stacked all together, and when I was talking about timing, I was mainly talking about which fight is it? Was it before this?
Where they windowed and then we sucked up our window?
That one was like, they just pulled the trigger before you here, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or was it, I think it was a bit later. No, this was...
They just pressed keys better than we did this entire round.
Oh, wait, they already passed.
I'm pretty sure they were like actually fight planning what else to use, where to go.
You were, in general, you were very, very, very quiet, which I didn't like.
I mean, I'm used to like fight planning, but not on deeps, and on deeps I have to like think about so much more. So, like, I try to do it on like our defense, but it's always like super scuffed.
So here's, like, for example, when I'm talking about timing, right? So our Orisa goes in, and then basically, like, look at where both of you DPS are right now. Our Orisa is already poking people. Yes, this is not the best place to poke out on your own, but right now, like, our Hanzo is still around the corner, and still needs 2 or 3 seconds to go in, and our, like, us basically barely can see enemies, right? And our Orisa is, like, already in the middle of the enemy team. So the point is, like, when this happens, we want our Hanzo to basically already be kind of in here, to already be picking aggressively. To already, if not up there, to be here and, like, disable these guys, and then the moment your Orisa actually walks in, you want to be wall climbing up and holding, for example, this position, where you can shoot them from the side, right? And then your Ass and your Sigma need to push in very, very, very aggressively to, like, get damage in, right? Because our Orisa stays alive for a bit of time, but then our Orisa is basically almost dead. Look at where our Ass is. Like, our Ass is just, like, outside of the fight right now. You can barely shoot
playing way too quick. Or I just didn't, like, allow my team to get where they wanted to be first.
Yeah,
well, it's like
I
communication from both
communication.
sides. It's not about one doing a wrong thing on the other. It's like both of you are wrong because the timing needs to work, right? You just nobody's doing a wrong thing. It just needs to be at the same time, right?
Okay.
Communication issue there. I can try to call where positions should be because I noticed at least third point I tried to call it a bit better because I realized we just were grouping up and
so
there was a
here
point where I was
again,
like,
talking about for this fight, I want to talk about a little bit about angles, right? Where everybody pushed under, right? And we're all stuck together, but right now our DPS can basically see nothing, right? Imagine if at the same time as everybody goes there, our Hanzo and our Sigma just come here and pushes this. They just kill this guy because they're 2, or at least they force them down and they're gonna be forced into our team. And then our Hanzo can control this, or our Hanzo can push this way and just destroy this Orisa. This is where like off angles are going to be way more powerful than you being down here, right? When I'm saying Hanzo, of course, the Ass can do the same thing, right? Or if we had an Echo, the Echo can just like fly up here, destroy the Orisa, then kind of like play the angle, play the corner, right? And chill up here on the next rotation. Then she goes more aggressive, maybe dives on the bop or something, right? So this is like where you all completely stacked up in the same corner. And like no matter what happens here, they have better positions, right? Look at what they're doing to you. If I open the spectator overlay, basically you're caging yourselves in a little corner and they're everybody around you, right? There's no way you're going to win this right now, just based on positioning alone, right? Unless somebody pops the fuck off. And then... So I want to talk about the next map actually here a bit more. I think here the last thing is like for King a bit more specifically is like I want you to actually stay with your Hanzo that you're supposed to pocket, right? Here you completely leave him alone and he just dies, right? So you need to stay with your Hanzo for the Hanzo to be able to pick aggressively, because these guys have a shield but our Hanzo doesn't. And if our Hanzo has a shield here, he can also like stand on top of this, for example, and like just shoot freely, right? So you need to use your cooldowns to like enable your DPS a bit more. And then after our Hanzo dies, like we rush to res him. So we res him, and then we just completely, yeah, you're fine now. Just leave him there. Like after he res him, he still needs to make it out, right? So don't just leave him there. She's just gonna die again, right?
It's because I didn't want to die there, so I got out.
Yeah, I know. Then just don't res him. If you know it's like a bad timing, just go on and help your Ass to like pop off and like do something else, right?
Fair enough.
So I want to talk about a little bit about Blazer Wall to help you out a little bit more as well. Hybrid, there we go.
Welcome to Lizard World.
Okay, so
Welcome to Lizard World.
So when talking about this map, what are we defending first or are we attacking first? Actually, we should be defending first, if I'm not mistaken. Sarf, do you know?
Or top left.
Sarf can't hear me. Apparently, it's fine.
I think just for the overlay, if you're red team, you're attacking first. If you're blue team, you're defending.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So important parts of this map, right? It's gonna be once again like high grounds, right? So this position is really nice for an Ass to be in, and then if we actually push in, then even on defense, this position is gonna be really nice for a Hanzo to hold, and if not this one, then this one, right? If you want to be a bit safer, so you can go
playing
into the
Echo
left
on this
side.
map. Which would
Okay,
change a little
then
bit.
basically on Echo, what you usually want to do is, as I said, like if your Orisa is holding here, you want to be a bit off of your Orisa. So for example here, and then when your Orisa goes aggressively, you can like fly up, do your damage, do your stuff, and then either land on a high ground. If your team is winning, you can land aggressively to like be behind them and keep doing damage if you get picks and stuff, or just back down to where you started in a safe position, right? Let your BAP heal you, let your Mercy heal you, and then go back for another volley. In general...
If that Ash is sitting up there on that high ground, I'm playing Orisa, am I going up there to clear that, or
no,
are we all
like
going
basically what you can do as Orisa is you can pop around the corner, pull her, call out the pull, and then your Ass picks it aggressively from here, so you can see it.
Okay.
So you can throw a dynamite on the pull. Your Echo can fly up at the same time when he hears the pull is going out, and then can like just spam it, and the Ass just dies, right? If she's alone. If she's with Sigma, we need to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more slow, but it's the same thing. If she doesn't die the first time we do this, we just need to go again and again and again. And as we win more advantages, we can be a bit more aggressive. In general, like in Overwatch, there is a reason why you can see your allies through walls and not just see where they are. You can see exactly their silhouette, right? So you know what they're doing. You know that your Orisa is shooting. So even if you don't see your Orisa, even if she's behind a wall, you can see she's engaging. So as a DPS, you know you're going to go aggressive. Right? So for first point, I would say if you want to roll out, you want to roll out bottom left to minimize the amount of time they can spam you. So you can get to here. They're probably going to be setting up here. What we can do is you can maybe from here either split to the right and some like your Sigma and your Us and your Mercy go this way and try to contest this, or just hold the statue and try to contest that as your Orisa like loops around and try to contest like main, right? So you can kind of like maybe split to 3 and 3 there if you want. In general, we want to take this high ground and we want to take main. So on second point, I don't have too much time. Then once again, you can have, for example, your Orisa push main, and then what are good positions here? It's this one up here, and then the other one on the other side. Either here, up here, you can actually stand on this. I don't know if you know, but you can. It's really nice for Echo. And then another thing you can do, for example, on Echo here is as our team is pushing up here, or as our team is pushing main, Echo can go, for example, bottom left, and then from here, you can fly up, do your damage, do your stuff, and then either again land up here, or just land again around cover, right? That's why like Echo can be very, very nice on this part of the map, because you can hide and then you can pop out, do your thing, hide again, right? Yeah, so we can have again like our Sigma and our Us and our Mercy, for example, or just our Sigma and our Us push this side and try to control this high ground with Orisa pulls and stuff, and then our Orisa pushes main or pushes top left. Once again, I'm not mentioning payload at all, right? Like the payload, like win the duels, win the fights, and slowly then you'll push the payload. Don't worry about it too much. Of course, don't completely ignore it. You need to push it kind of together, but like don't. It's not your focus. And then from this part of the map, if we control this, our Echo can also play, or our Us can play up here. Try to go aggressive, try to get around them. And then our other DPS can try to get around them this way. Either from here, you can drop, and then you can get up here. You can get around them this way, right? For last point, this high ground is really nice. This high ground is really nice. And don't forget this off angle exists. If you're running Hanzo or if you're running Echo, you can fly above this wall. Echo can fly above this wall. Don't forget about it. You can be very, very creative, and then there are angles you can take. Even if they're fighting here, you can see that from down there, right? You don't need to be stacked with your team. You can split, you can go on a flank, you can do a lot more stuff from an aggressive position than from a safe one. But make sure you stay together. Make sure you like combo your with pulls as much as possible. A couple of times that you did it, it worked really well, but a lot of the times you completely like kind of forgot about it, right?
I
So,
am gonna go use the restroom real
Just so
quick.
you guys know, 5-minute bio now if you need it. 5-minute break. Then I'll come back and
Sharp.
No. Yes.
Can I leave to go into like the practice range to look at Orisa's hold? Cause it's like I don't know. I guess my perception was off.
DM me your battle tag, and
Okay.
then I'll invite you back in.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so for the ones that are here, any questions or anything you want to discuss? For your heroes, or for the comp, or for the map?
Duplicates. Best target.
Sigma is a really nice one, because you can get a flux and you can put a lot of pressure. You can also land kind of behind them, but in a distance. Okay, so the first thing with Echoed is, yes, it allows you to go very, very aggressive and get like a lot of value from that aggression. It gives you an extra life, all of that good stuff. But whenever you're copying, keep in mind whatever you're copying, its effective range and where it wants to play.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like copying an Ana can be very, very powerful because he'll sleep and nade and an Ana boost. But if you just copy an Ana in front of an enemy Ryan, you're just gonna get smacked and die instantly, right?
Yeah.
So like where you are when you copy the hero matters a lot. So if you copy a Sigma, don't be in front of their Orisa, don't be in the middle of the enemy team, be kind of in the side, for example, right? Or in a high ground side where you can do a lot more stuff. Us can be very powerful if she gets bob out as well. If you want to get a res off, you can even copy Mercy. If you want to win the fight through a res or something, if your Orisa dies as well, consider it. It's not
Very situational. Got it.
Yes,
Basically, if we have anybody dead,
this
copy
ult
who
can
they
also
are.
do a lot. Copying a Baptiste can also give your again, if your Baptiste dies, you can copy your Baptiste to keep your Orisa alive, and then also immortality, your amplification matrix and immortality feeder are just like broken, right? So you can, if you put a good amplification matrix, you can just destroy their tanks even as BAP, or do it in front of your ass, and then you can basically do that as well. But yeah, as long as you keep in a correct range when you do it, and you maximize basically the aggressiveness you can do, don't play safe with it, go aggressive with it, you should be okay. But yeah, the easiest one to copy and get value of is definitely Sigma. It's gone.
Gotcha. Alright, I will
Anything
be right
else?
back.
Any more questions you have, throw them my way.
I don't want to ask, like, how did I fuck up? Because that's, like, a very vague and open-ended question. But I guess, like, did you notice anything I could have been doing better or differently? Baptiste.
Yeah, I know. Like, okay, if I wanna point out one thing, it would be I didn't like. It's basically something that I missed. I didn't see an immortality field that was completely broken, right? Because immortality field can be completely broken if it's placed in a correct position. Then you can just like win a team fight.
Yeah.
A lot of them were kind of like rust, and I don't know if you've seen any of the VODs on BAP. It's like you want to think about immortality field before the fight even starts. You don't want to think of where to put it after the fight is already, after like your race is critical. It's too late to think about the placement of it, right? So you wanna, when you walk into a room, you wanna like basically think about where you can use immortality fields, and then whenever like basically shit hits the fan, right? You just wanna like throw the immortality field on the position you already know it's gonna be in. So you only work on timing, you don't work on position when it's time.
Yeah, because I definitely, I definitely think of it as a panic button, and I shouldn't.
It's a planned panic button. Like,
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
of it that way.
Yeah.
Another thing I can say is like, how many times did you use your ult? Just off the top of your head.
Yeah,
Yes.
I held on to it way too
Just
long.
pull the trigger. Just do it.
Yeah.
The more you
All
do
of
it, the
us
more
held
mistakes
on
you're
to
gonna
them.
make.
I should just use it selfishly. I mean, I know I want
Yes,
it enabled
100%
DPS,
fine.
But yeah, if I can't get it up to a DPS in a clean position, I should just use it selfishly.
Yes.
I know that.
By
Yeah.
the way, friends, so we're now going to move into a 10-minute like dedicated time for map prep. I know you guys have started, but I'm just letting you know. 1:17-ish, we're going Eastern time. We're going to start the next map.
That's
Oh, we
10
have
minutes.
5 hours and in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah. Shut up.
I have an entire hour and 10 minutes. Nice.
Okay,
And
so
I feel like as a
okay.
whole, we were all using them pretty.
yeah,
I mean,
like,
it's
most of
7:30,
them
we
are
do have a couple
tempos.
hours, so.
Would it be ridiculous to ask if we could all hop into the map by ourselves and like kind of plan something out, or is that like a stupid idea?
We can do it together
would be a
here on
big
my
idea.
stream, basically, if you want. Let's. So, what do you want to plan, basically, for the
No,
first
but
map?
what he
Complete
means is like we all go
rotation?
into our
Physically.
Like actually doing it ourselves versus seeing.
Yeah, like as a big team, do that.
We go into our own.
I'm a hands-on learner. That's why I asked.
I think
need to,
it's
like,
gonna take
physically
more
do it.
time, so I
We
don't know
can
how much
ask
you're gonna
them
be
to
able
put us into like the skirmish mode, like start it in a skirmish.
The other team would be able to see stuff.
I mean, yeah,
this
that's
isn't
true.
competitive, right? Like,
I have a
we're all here to
question.
learn. What's up?
Let's just
They're-
keep it here. So,
Wait, see
do you
them
want to talk
too,
about
though.
first point or like second point? To like, let's like nail down rotation if you want or something.
Okay, so our
So-
rollout, we're going bottom left, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let me maybe draw here. So you're going bottom left, right? You start from there. And then what happens if you see them up here? Question. What do you do?
Me,
You just panic and
Sig,
run around like
and-
chickens. No.
I think most of us would play. Well, not most of us, but like I think maybe Arissa plays around statue. I play around the statue. We have one of the DPS go up right side and see if they can poke with Sigma. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it'd be me, Sig, and
let
Ash
me
would go high ground.
Well, if they're all
let
sitting
me
up
define it
there,
a little bit more. Like,
Okay.
what if you see all 6 of them playing up here?
we
That
just
makes
look
sense.
for.
Point. You set up behind
Yes.
point and let them come to you.
Just run to point, use your shields to get to point, use even immortality field to get to point, and then force them to attack you, right? 100%.
Okay.
Because-
Plus, they're all grouped up. We
Conversion.
just use that to our advantage.
Yes.
The way they did to
But
us.
if they're basically 3 and 3, which is more likely, or like 4 and 2, or like 2 and 2, maybe up there or something, then what you can do is basically what you said. You would send like 2 or 3 people to push this high ground out, and your job is here is basically just force them out, right? You want to take this angle for your own. And then the rest will just hold here, or basically just play safe here, and then after we win this kind of battle, our second DPS wants to go wide as much as possible, right? If you can take this high ground, like they're gonna punish you if you do this, so it's gonna be really, really hard. But if you go under, for example, then it can be easier, and if you can pop out around here, then you can be devastating. If you're running Echo, you can kind of do the same thing, but instead of going this way, Echo can fly, so you can basically just do it up here, right?
I have a question.
Go for it.
If I'm like face to face with the other Orisa, if I put a shield on and that gets broken, if I do my rotations to fortify and then I have another shield up for when that ends, now I have nothing to get out when that breaks. So I feel like I was dying a lot in that position.
Yeah, that's
So-
probably on me. I need to be better with those immors so that you can get out. I think that's
Am I
thing is,
relying
like-
on Immor to get out in that situation and using all those cooldowns to stay in that position, or am I like using shield?
If
and
you
then-
want to think about it from a team perspective, it's like, yes, you have those kind of like that small rotation to stay alive on your own. During that rotation, your team must get more resources forced out of the enemy Orisa than they force out of you. So
Okay.
while you do this and you kind of like push in, your DPS need to do the same. Not necessarily drop and like walk in, but like throw, for example, dynamite on your Holt. Your hands of flanks here and like storm bows the enemy shield and breaks it faster. Or your Echo flies above and like lands big stickies on your Holt again or something. Right? So it's like you want to force more resources out of the enemy team. If you don't, if you notice that the Orisa has more resources, then basically what you need to do is kind of like fall back, give them some space, regain resources, go back in a little bit. When I say fall back, you don't just like run out completely. Just like play a little bit safer, play a little bit like, yeah, safer basically, like around the corner. Like you can still poke, you can still use your shields, but then if you don't have your fortify, your time to be aggressive is out. As long as you don't have fortify again, you need to be just basically hiding around the corner, chilling behind, waiting a little bit, and you need to convey that to your team as well. You cannot just like let your team go in after you get forced out of everything, right? So that's what I'm saying about timing is like when you throw your shield forward to push in with, and you have all your cooldowns, that's the time your DPS needs to start peaking aggressively, and then you use your shield. Maybe you use 40 half-eye, you use your second shield, and then your DPS need to fuck off as well with you, right?
Because if I go if I go a second too early, I'm out of like sync with my DPS.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna have to back off almost as they're starting.
Yes, that's why timing. Yeah, that's why I'm putting so much like focus on timing. Because if you get forced first, then your DPS will not have... Basically, if you go in 1v6, then you get forced out, then like our ass goes in 1v6, then she gets forced out or dies, and then our Echo goes in 1v6, that's not gonna win you anything. But if you all go together from different angles, the enemy team we cannot like focus on everything at the same time, and you should be able to overwhelm them with like your damage, with holds, with rocks, with sack, with dynamites, stickies, beams, all of that good stuff, right? Stone bow if you have that. Right. So Yeah, for ultimates, to make it a little bit more specific, because I didn't see you use them that much, I want to like put a little bit more pressure that since we do have like a little bit of time.
Because if we're playing double shield versus double shield,
yes,
even like 2 fights, everyone's ultimates are up.
yes.
Because of the
So like that's why I'm saying if you as Batiste, for example, Sanders, because you asked me, you think you have your mortality field, your matrix before the enemy team, call it out and use it very, very, very aggressively. You won the resource wars, you got your ultimate before they did, just use it before they do, gain an even harder advantage, your Orisa can push even further in, your DPS can go even further in, and then like you can actually win the fight. Like use your ults,
even placing it behind me as Orisa and like those like double heals is just insane, and it's just like then they have to look at me twice as much and gives DPS more. Like then they don't need the
also
damage.
Imagine, for example, here you push in and you use your amplification here. Your Hans is also playing this side, or your Echo can like flank around and use it a little bit, and then basically all of this is a no-no zone for the enemy team, right?
Mm-hmm. They have to walk into us or leave.
So either they play in it, they push you, and if they push you, they're playing Orisa. Like, what are they gonna do? You're just gonna melt them, probably, right?
Yeah.
And then your DPS can go even more aggressive. And then if they fuck away, then you take control of this space. Then this DPS, your Echo can fly up here and spam them from above. So you can go even more in, right? So just by a good matrix, you can do this. In the same way, Orisa Bongo can be used in the same way, around the corner, give you your damage, give your team damage, and then like gain similar advantages. Dragon or Copy can be used in the same way, or Echo just like flies up here, gets a Sigma, and starts spamming them from behind. You use like a Flux around here, either from Sigma or from the Copy, and then you force them in positions they don't want to be. You force them in the air, you force Immortality Field, they need to back off, you gain the space. But it's not the Copy or the Flux that's going to win the fight. It's going to kill everybody, but it will give your team a very, very, very big advantage in like resources and that kind of stuff. Right? Mercy ult, same thing.
It's not like, do we combo any two ults together, or are we just looking to like?
You can like Flux is very nice to combo with Dragon, for example, or like Bob is a very good initiation tool. If you throw Bob behind them, remember you're mirrored. They don't have an Ana, so basically they have to respect it. They have to like not be in his lane, because he does an impressive amount of damage. And then while he's active, your team can push in. And once again, gain lanes, gain advantages. Yeah, but like specific combo cooldowns, basically like your Sigma and Dragon would be kind of the easiest one. The rest is like Mercy, Orisa are damage boosts and like, you know, tempo ults. Matrix can be very good, but you don't really combo it with an ultimate. You just combo it with a DPS, for example, like a good placement.
Yeah.
Like, what did I forget? Did I forget somebody?
I mean, the supercharger is just like the same as Matrix in the end.
Yeah.
How much is it? Is it 50% or?
Yeah. I mean, Matrix is stronger, but like
100%. Matrix is 50.
It's just both ults have like the same functionality. They do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mercy has a little bit different, and very similar, but it can also give your Mercy extreme mobility, so you can also use it to go deep and like get a res, for example. You can use it to like, if you're here and pocketing this DPS and you're like, oh shit, this one's gonna go very aggressive and he's gonna pop the fuck off. I can use my Valk, fly to him very fast, or even damage boost him from all the way up here. And then while I'm damage boosting this guy, because it doubles the range, right?
I'm gonna let you. You should wrap up right now.
Yeah, okay,
we're gonna get into the game.
Basically, you can keep your team alive and like give them an advantage, right? So it also gives you a lot of mobility. Let me clear this.
Somebody type R in the chat when everybody's ready to go, and we're gonna get started.
Is everybody here?
Yeah.
Everybody's here.
Think so?
But I want you guys to be a little bit more vocal
Okay,
with the
so
stuff you wanna do. And
I'll be way more vocal this time. I just
don't-
I'm gonna say basically like I guess rotation of calls is just where I am when I'm ready. And then I want the DPS to tell me when you guys are ready. I'm gonna call when I'm polling and who I'm polling on, and then we can just cycle that. And then I think positioning should just be everyone, and then
I'm actually
for
gonna try to call
positioning
it out
stuff-
when people are out of position because I've noticed, like I was noticing when our Sigma wasn't with our other DPS,
Yeah,
or
so for this
with
kind
our
of
other
calls, what I
tank.
want you to do is like, for example, like one DPS can be like, "Hey Sigma, let's go take that high ground together." That's kind of the call. Like, I would like to
Please
hear
tell me if
more.
you're gonna go
Like,
somewhere because I can't just magically
It's
know
like
you're
you
going
need to
somewhere.
do it beforehand, right? The same thing with like Mercy can be like, "Hey, Ass, I got you. Let's go aggressive." Like the Ass maybe doesn't realize Sida has a pocket, but then
Yeah.
maybe before the fight, obviously, not during the fight.
Yeah. No. I'll also call it out when our DPS are too close together and that they should split up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dynamite can
you
get
got
damage
this.
boosted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, last game, you guys, like, whenever I wasn't there to support a DPS, they were already there, then asked for me to go with them, instead of asking me to go with them before they actually went.
We didn't talk when there wasn't a fight.
Yeah.
Nave, you might want to stop streaming your screen. Just as a heads up. Thank you.
It's
Ooh, we know the setup.
We are honorable on this team.
Wrong.
But yeah, I'll also try to call. Well, I'll say when we haven't used our ults in a while that we should probably use them because we tend to hold on to them a bit too long.
Are we going bottom?
Bottom left.
Yeah,
Bottom left.
bottom.
Bottom left.
Ashman, I see you top right, by the way.
Alright, so that's me, Sig, and
Oh, they're right here.
Ash, so goes fuck 'em.
Let's take high ground.
Yep.
No, go left. Take left. Take left. Take
I'm
left.
running
Take
up.
left. Take left of point. Left of point. Yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
no,
Guy.
me and Ash are high ground. We're good.
Pulling middle. Pulling middle. Oh, that's way too high.
Already.
Pulling. Baptiste in the back. Baptiste in the back.
Hunter's dead. Can I get heals in high ground? Thanks.
Walk to point. We walk in point. We walk on point.
On point, on point.
Pulling up high.
I don't have res 9 seconds.
That's fine, that's fine.
Great.
Win this.
Yeah, we got immortality and we just used that shit. And we just won the fight off that.
The very
They
got big
might
spots.
have MO too, though. Oh yeah,
we
or
take
Ash.
high ground early?
Can we walk?
Ash, you want to go through here and then down to their opposite high ground?
We don't have BAP right now, so.
I mean, we kind of want to like get on high ground now.
yeah. So they need to
That's
be
not
taking
bad.
like the
It's
Sundays a little bit
probably-
more
Some of us.
aggressively and a bit
Okay,
earlier
we have to
before the
walk
enemy
back.
set up
Six.
there.
Oh, that's
Hopefully
not
at least.
bad.
Oh, that's very bad. You need to regroup this very fast if you are guys. If you're Mercy.
She was
Ash
half.
one on
You need to
like,
get out of there.
Super aggressive here. What's his name? Hanzo split off his
Playing
team.
too grouped. We need to split
set,
up
Hunter's set.
a little bit.
Arisen.
I'm going all the way right. I'm going all the way right.
Come on.
I love how fast they're using
I'm dead here.
ults. At the
It's
same
enemy's
time,
ults. This is
their positioning here was like
real
way
ults?
too grouped
Yeah,
up
I'm getting out. I'm
and
getting
a
out.
little bit way too
He's Flux.
What is the wall behind us?
basically
Well,
like
they're
their Mercy was
also
also
used.
dead, like you have to remember that. At the same
I
time,
mean,
they got two
we
ultimates
can
out of the
copy
enemy,
Orisa,
so it
get,
wasn't too
Bongo,
bad.
and push
No,
it
what,
with that.
what ults do they use though?
Box.
Is that it?
I
Bong.
don't remember them
Did we
using
bongo?
window.
We need to
We
push
use
them up high
Bongo.
ground.
We bongoed.
Like look at Sundays, he already has a second ult.
Thing's
Yeah,
burning.
nice.
Going high ground.
Pull him.
I'm
They
going with
forced
you.
immortality.
Hunter's behind, Hunter's
You
behind.
need to use shields and like look
Hunter's
the
so
Sigma.
behind.
If
Yeah,
he had a
don't
DPS
leave
with
that.
him
Oh,
now,
no.
We can afford to.
way better.
Owie. Hanzo underneath on our mini, left side. Behind us,
Then
behind
where's
us.
my ass right now?
On your echo.
Yes,
We're
yes,
towards your
yes.
echo.
Never mind, it's echo ass.
Let's go get her.
We can walk high ground here.
Have a Hanzo.
Oh, I don't want to go underneath this.
Then you
I mean, high ground is pretty free right now, kind of.
Well, let's just wait for our Sig here.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
if you guys want to walk behind and me and Bab can walk here,
Yeah, me and Echo can
Yeah.
take the
we're
flank.
walking up now, walking up now.
Ash, follow me,
I'm
Ash,
gonna
follow me.
dupe this fight.
Ash, go behind,
Should be
where
fine
Sigma
with
is.
immortality.
Pulling.
Like our DPS was a little bit safer, and like our ass was not there yet. So our ass should be poking from here
You're down too.
already. So she had to take all of this rotation. If she already
Can you
pokes
guys
from
camp
here,
that?
then
Just
it's
don't
gonna
wanna
be a
res that?
lot more.
Fall back. I have
It's
flux.
just
I have
a little
flux.
bit closer, a little bit faster.
Careful,
But we did get a pick, so like I love that
Should
they're
be safe
holding that
here for
early and
now.
not getting out.
Pushing
Oh my god,
cart.
like timing on this echo was dangerous.
I'm
as
pulling
well.
high ground.
Huge pull.
Bap, can you get a little bit of
Dynamite
heals?
doesn't hit.
Thank you.
That's kind of
Six,
huge.
six, 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 six,
Sigil.
six.
Nice
On the
copy,
flank left side.
aggressive copy.
Oh, yes, he was out. That's my fault. I don't know where he was.
They rev.
And then we
They
have
drop.
another.
Hanzo flanking.
Sigil,
Hanzo on
I
the
guess,
flank.
here.
Hanzo flanking. Flanking left.
Orisa half. Orisa
So
half.
here's where you
Orisa.
need to be taking high grounds as well,
Main.
right?
Hanzo, left
So
side.
like, look at how much value this Hanzo took from here.
I call it.
was
Yeah,
kinda
we
mad,
can't
right?
ignore him.
We completely
We
ignored
need to
him.
meet him,
Collectively,
we
we
need to win
ignored him.
this angle, and
We
then
have
we
bot for
need to
next
take
fight,
this
we have
high
bot
ground
window.
from them.
Can the coast, Orisa go card and the rest of us go like high ground? I'm gonna bomb like
Ash.
kind of off angle.
Only
No,
me
no,
and-
no, we need to take high ground. We need to take high ground.
We are gonna take high ground, but we're
High ground?
behind the other high ground that he said. Or we're just gonna get picked
Timing.
like that.
Stop
Yeah.
I have
picking.
window now. I have window.
Random dragon, please don't die from it. It's painful. That's painful to
I
see.
was in the window. How did I die there? Or the,
You were not.
Did I step out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus they've got third anyways.
So okay, so like there they only like actually just win
Well,
10
they use
seconds.
dragons.
It's not that bad, and they use an
take
ult to
that.
win like 10 or 20 seconds. Nobody else gained a lot of charge, so it's fine. Like here, look at this ass.
Go high ground.
And
Look at this ass. That is what you need to be
just
doing
LOS
as
it.
ass.
LOS it.
Those are the kind of angles you need to be winning.
Was
Bobbing,
everybody?
Now we're split. Oh, that bob
Okay,
could
we
be
took high
massive
ground.
there.
from him. Perfect.
They
Okay, yeah,
completely
okay, where
forced
they
them
were.
out of
Here,
that.
Absolutely.
The thing is like now our I love this
right
echo
here, right here.
positioning. If this echo picks aggressively onto the Hanzo, she should be able to win it, but
Can we get this?
our awareness
so.
here was a little bit bad.
Pulling.
You need to go on those off angles to actually win this. 6 drops will let the rest happen.
Fix it.
We're too close together again. We're not taking off angles at all.
I think we can walk into them now.
They just taking high ground for free right now.
Should be. You should be winning
There's
this
a
in the
Hanzo
long
high
term,
ground. Can we
as long
go
as you
more?
just
Ash.
hold
Good job.
correctly. Kill this Hanzo, kill this
Can I
Hanzo.
get out with the two,
Nice.
the pocketed DPS here?
Sigma up, yeah.
Then our Rish is actually pushing that, that's kind of magical.
Orisa's one. Orisa's dead.
Our Rish is fighting against the two
App underneath.
over
fire
here.
pit.
Yeah,
That's
go,
kind of
go get
crazy.
him.
Oh, our guy's gonna die there.
Takes high ground.
Like, yes, you need to be
Yeah, back
split,
it up.
but you need to keep peeling for your teammates. You cannot
We have
ignore
to.
them.
Okay.
Your Rish is not there.
Bro,
That was
they
on
have
me, I
some
was
followed.
though.
Stay split, stay
Probably
split.
it's a Valk early here.
Where's my echo?
It's just
right now?
4.
It's
It's
just
just
low.
4.
Okay, cool.
We have flux.
It was a nice Volk, but
Use Bob when we
not
get it,
enough
I think.
aggression there. Now our ass is in a good
Bobs and
position.
cards.
Two Bobs meeting each other.
Our Bob win.
Ash one, Ash one, Ash one.
I can't hit her.
Yeah, they
Actually,
had
Logan.
ultimate advantage and spawn
Understand.
advantage here.
Yeah,
But
we're-
we
Messi's
should be winning this. Like, look at the ass on one side.
Alright, just
Yeah.
three man
Left,
cards.
left,
Man cards.
left,
Be
right.
fine here.
We got a
3,
3-man
2,
card.
1. Got it. Nice.
Alright.
You stayed split. Yeah, your echo got a little bit more aggressive
Pulling.
there.
Pulling.
Alright, Echo, you and I go around flank this right side. Ash, you can take high ground. Let's
I
Yeah.
like how you say right side and you go
Right
left
side?
side.
No, no, we
Camping.
flank right. No, no, this way. That's
Okay.
not the right
I
side.
am.
Down.
I am.
If you go, if you go left side with Mercy and one DPS, me and Bap and
This
one
is
DPS
taking
will
way
walk in
too
and
long.
Here.
We're just waiting and
I'm
waiting.
taking
We
the
need to be
far-
going, but
taking
that's like
super
just
far angle.
makes sense. But
Okay.
Pulling
need to
middle,
be going-
pulling middle.
Honto Omega. Honto
in the
Omega.
middle, this Hunter should die there.
Honto guys. Honto
Not
guys.
with you.
Nice. You
Don't
won
let
one
us,
angle.
Don't let us.
Nice copy for the
Right.
second one.
Walk through, walk through, walk through, walk through.
Kill
walk
on the
through, walk
Mercy.
through, walk through,
This is
walking
the one
through.
we must not ignore now. Please don't ignore the ass.
Behind, 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 behind,
Ah,
behind,
that's
behind,
massive.
behind.
Huge immortality field.
Reloading, reloading.
Physically,
Nice,
I
Bob.
can't get out.
This is good stuff, good stuff. But we're ignoring this ass. That's the part I don't
So,
like right
yeah,
now.
I got myself stuck
We're
somehow.
really ignoring your ass. We need to throw a DBS. Oh my god,
Where
our
are
ass is
you?
actually stuck in the corner.
Like, I physically cannot get out.
Can you not fly?
No, I can't do anything.
Try.
Like,
Right.
see? No, I can't.
Oh no.
This is weird.
Oh no.
We win this 5v6.
How?
I can't get out.
How can you get in there but not get out? That's
Oh,
my
this is so
question.
unlucky there. And the whole team got
Things burning.
disconnected because of it as well.
This is also burning.
Can anybody touch Pep?
That was
That's
that stuck was sad there. I don't know what actually happened there. And then you all got disconnected because of it as well. You kind of like forgot, like, yeah, it makes sense, like, but yeah, it was like very, very, very unlucky.
Hey, well, we got it to third. I'll take it.
Honestly, you actually played it very, very well. Like, on a couple of finds, you kind of forgot.
We just lost time in the middle. We just kind of.
Yeah. Ash,
So-
you can go with me without Mercy. You don't have to have Mercy Pocket every time when we try to
Yeah,
get
like
ground.
our TPS kept sticking together with our main tank, and I was confused.
Yeah, Nap, I'm trying to say go, like, when we were back here,
I mean, I can't go like on too far of an adventure.
It doesn't matter. You still can't just stick with main tank.
If your Sigma
that's
is
not the
with
play.
you can't go into far of an adventure. Like,
I mean,
trust your Sigma
if
to be alive.
me and Sigma are inting because of that, then not a good idea.
The thing is, like, the rest of the team needs to int at the same time, right?
I mean,
it's like, not
we
just you
are
two
inting,
inting,
it's
it's
not
like
inting.
everybody doing it at
Yeah.
the same time.
But you were, but even when we were doing it, you were acting unsure about it. You weren't fully committing to it, which caused you to die faster.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well,
not true,
it's
though.
okay, it's okay. Let's not get
I
focused on
called
that.
And then you called something else, and I said no because reasons. Then of course I'm gonna be hesitant.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Like, we're here to just try stuff out. It's like, okay, if it doesn't work, it's okay if it works.
But
sure,
yeah,
like,
if it fails
don't
that
stress too
fight, then
much.
we can try something else the next fight. But if we're stuck trying to, do the same thing because you don't want to do it, we're gonna
I mean,
keep getting
I was
stuck on
calling
that.
different stuff, and people were just like
It's okay.
disregarding calls. Like, I mean, if you don't want me to like try to 5-plan because kind of sucks on deeps, then I'm just not gonna do it. But like, we can't just like have 3 people call 3 different things.
It's the thing that we
Well,
are supposed to be
so-
split. Like,
No, I know we're supposed to be split, but we're not supposed to like have 3 different, completely different plans on how we want to take that fight. And that
Okay,
was
so
the issue.
we moved basically from nobody talking the first map to everybody talking here. So it makes sense that, like, you're gonna have conflicting views. Like, don't stress about it. Just try to just like convert to one thing as fast as possible, and everybody must not be as like everybody has like must be a little bit less stubborn. It's like not one person. It's like try like okay, we got from nobody talking. Now everybody's talking. Now we need to take a little bit step back and listen as well. Right? So it's something that happens to all teams all the time, especially when you start getting into calls. Everybody starts calling everything, and then it gets a mess, and then you dial it down a bit. I prefer everybody talking and everybody getting in a mess, and then, but you need to listen to each other and like work yourself out of the mess as fast as possible as well. Like, it's the first time you play together. It's okay to mess things up. It's okay to have different opinions. Like, don't get like angry about it. It's, like, don't worry
yeah.
about it.
I mean, we were playing fine. It's just there was a bit confusion there.
Nab.
Okay.
Set up shield here. I'm gonna kind of migrate downwards.
So I really like your positions right now. I really like the fact that a lot of you used your ults like way faster. Like Sandwich. Great job on the first map. You were basically losing it, and then suddenly you have like 30% more ults as the enemy buff. You just pull it out and just like straight up kind of like win the fight from that, right? Like your Ask goes more aggressive. Your Ask gets like 2 picks there. Your Echo he lands like huge stickies on the Hanzo. Like that was very nice. That's
Hopefully
more what I
don't
want to
get
do.
stuck this time.
Yeah, it's okay.
I have no clue how that happened.
Here, let's go back there. Let's see if it happens again.
No.
I mean, I'll test it on my own after this. Not right now, obviously.
tell the
if I
forums
want you
about
to
it.
like focus on one thing
Yeah.
now a little bit more, is try to follow up your holds a little bit more. It's easier on defense as well because you already have your positions. You're gonna see the enemies coming. You're gonna see the hold going. Orisa, what you can try to do is like time your hold. It's up to you if you wanna do. A lot of Orisas do 3-2-1 and they throw the hold. A lot of Orisas do a 3-2-1 and they pull the hold. Right? It's the first right click on the second one. It's up to you what you prefer. But if
What
you
do
try
you
to
guys
communicate
like?
to do a 3-2-1, it's like it's 100% up to you. Whatever it feels more natural for you.
I'll just say 3-2-1 polling. I'm gonna tell you when they're getting pulled.
Okay.
Well, tell us who, like, if you can, try to tell us who you're trying to pull. Like, if you're,
Okay.
like, pulling healers, pulling tanks, pulling DPS.
And when we're talking about person, we also always try to add positioning. Like a lot of times, you were saying hands off flanking, but then you need to make it a little bit more specific in order for your team to actually react to it. And then that's where our team also needs to listen a little bit more and react to it as well. Because yes, we knew Hansa was flanking somewhere, but we don't know exactly where.
Yeah, like I
And-
didn't know where he was, that he killed you, and that's why I died trying to res.
Okay.
But, like,
If you can't name a position, name a friendly hero
a
so that we
side
can know where
as
to
well.
look. Yeah, or side. Like name
left,
somewhere.
right.
Try to name
we can
health
look.
pack. Like if I know
Bottom
where there's
left,
a mini
bottom
or
right.
a mega.
Good enough.
alright, just quick thing. Up here where me and Ash are is, you can just look at that sign that says Duskwood. Just say Hanzo Duskwood or Echo Duskwood.
Or
Yeah,
on the
like
merry-go-round.
Complicating it.
It's just, it's just
And I
the
don't want to
easy
rush
thing.
So-
things, but how are we staging our first point defense here?
So you are in a very nice position now. One thing I wanna state is that us up there, you wanna
Ready up
like
when you
basically
can, by the way.
don't die up there. You wanna have that position. Don't die on that position though,
Sure.
right?
5,
So don't be afraid to fall back and play on the back high ground as well.
1.
Yeah.
Attackers incoming.
I assume they're gonna go bottom left or bottom right.
Yeah, likely. Probably bottom right.
They are.
No, they're main. They're main.
Main.
What?
They might be splitting. No, might they're not.
They're gonna probably try to rotate up where we are.
Rotate, rotate, rotate.
I'm gonna be pulling as they rotate. Their back line.
We could have stayed way longer.
Yeah, we
Probably.
gave that to them.
My shield is at
Orisa no hold right now.
We still could have fallen back.
Pulling tanks in middle.
huge. Sigma alone, Sigma alone. Left side.
I'm rotating to Sig.
My shield's broken.
Pulling right here in front of me.
There's a Hanzo behind us by me on high ground. Ow!
Map is burning low.
Got him.
Nice.
Upset, nice.
Pulling all tanks in front of me. Pulling all tanks in down.
Good rest.
I'm coming back now. Just keep our BAP alive.
Shield.
Pulling one. Oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah. That was my bad.
Reloading. Kind of backed into DPS there.
they
Yeah,
forced us.
I mean,
They
I
forced
didn't
us
really
back
have
into it.
anywhere
There's
to go.
nothing.
Yeah, that fight was
do
lost.
about
But probably a bad window too.
No, I just shouldn't have died there.
Objective.
All good.
Neb, I'm gonna hold close for.
Ash is on the middle gun.
Short memory. Let's just do this.
We have 3 options, by the way.
Okay, so here basically our ass is playing a little
Hanzo
bit
knows
too
I'm
far
here.
back. We wanna
I'm
be a
backing
little
off.
bit closer. And yeah,
I'm gonna try
also
and pull
like
this
look at
Ash
how
into this
stuck
corner.
we are right
No.
now. I don't like this.
They're going main.
I want somebody to be holding like bottom
Sigma's
right
main,
or up
Sigma's
here,
main.
and then somebody's
is
trying to
burning.
be top left.
Half.
Look at this Hanzo again.
Echo, we can-
For a
we
second
can go
time,
up,
look at this.
top
This needs to be
right
punished. We need to be
side
holding
to
high
get
ground.
there
I know he will
and
get
try
a
to
pick.
pressure the
That's slow.
DPS.
Like we need to be looking around.
Pushing
Like
cart
this is
main.
gonna get a pick, and I'm
Aggressive
gonna be
main.
very
Pick's
sad about
burning.
it.
Hanzo by Mega, he's dropped down main.
It got shielded, but our ass died because like our Sigma had to
Burn
turn
Bob
around
down.
for the Hanzo. Like that
Card,
Hanzo
look
is
at
like
card. They're right under
like
us.
chilling around and like hiding around, and that's
Hanzo-
like just killing us.
Sigma needs
It's kind
healing.
of sad.
Got you.
I have Flux. I'm gonna
Kura, this is not a scream.
here.
It's just like basically a pug lobby.
got a bunch.
All this kind of meh.
Understood.
Good
Fire
pick.
map and Risk is back.
fine
On the way.
with
I
it.
can't res
Look
our
at this
BAP.
ass right now. That's what you need to be doing. Look at how like much in a flank he is right now.
No,
Ash is top with Mercy. Ash and
please,
Mercy
please,
are
They're
please,
top.
please.
fine. Don't die, mercy.
please
Yeah.
peek me. Oh my god.
Sorry, I was trying. I
Kind of
was
okay.
low
We're
trying
all
to get
back.
the
We
health
have the
back.
advantage here.
I
We
know,
can kill this
but I
buff.
valk just to try to save you.
Okay, they won
That's fine.
the late fight, so it's fine. So this
Alright,
is
we can go high ground again.
a PECO event. Basically, these guys are just like
somewhat
around
close.
low
I think
plat. I want to say
You say
maybe
with
mid
what?
plat,
Same again.
maybe something around that on average. Like okay, so this
I
Sigma
like,
right now is like completely on your own. You cannot be here on your own. Yes, you want to hold up here. You can push that together as the
Yeah,
fight
we don't, which is why I'm
progresses,
trying to get our
but you don't want to start
go
there.
up
And then
over
our
here.
echo needs to be even
First
deeper here, right? You want to be already here.
Yeah, up there.
Nice.
This is where
But as the bob goes in, that's when you want to do that to actually kill that
I got Sig.
that Sigma faster. Get another kill maybe there.
Yeah, it's okay. Just go back up there.
Pulling Hanzo on gun.
You just stay up here.
By mega, by mega, by mega. Left side, left side. Bob left side by mega.
Interesting bob.
Hanzo on gun.
So our Sigma is fighting there on his own again. Like Sigma
your Sigma.
needs to
Keep
play
running
with a
up.
DPS. We
Trapped in
need
arcade,
an
I'm
ass
trapped
in
in
there.
arcade.
We need our Sigma to stay alive
On my
there.
way.
Pushing.
Oh my god, our reset just like fell down.
There's
into the
down the
enemy.
mega room
I mean, it
underneath
can
on
work
you.
if the enemies are forcing a fight in there.
Versus
Just
half.
make sure that nobody dies. Our echo is holding kind of like outside.
Versus one.
I'm actually fine with this 100%.
We
The
get
enemy
Hondo, we get
pushed
Hondo.
themselves in a little room. You took angles into the room and just completely
Huge.
destroyed them. It was a bit unconventional, but like in
Alright, we get back in
overall,
position.
like very, very good.
I think.
Yes, the
We have
Kingdoms
Flux,
are
we have
forced.
Flux,
Like
Bongo,
100%.
Valk
They're
soon.
mirror,
We have
the same
copy.
comp. You can
We're
either
gonna
have
copy Ordo.
Echo or Hanzo, but that's the only switch you have. Nice setup. I love this. I love this position from
Honestly,
the
use
Echo
two
right now.
tangles here.
I wouldn't start out here in case you get scouted,
Halfway to the window.
like that somebody can see you, but in general it's fine. And then we have our ass far. Nice.
might be
This is
going
very,
under.
very good. Yeah, they are going under.
Where would that go?
Echo should be able to scout this.
Straight under me.
Bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, right under you. Echo.
Huge!
Big.
Huge.
Early ults,
Dropping the thing.
different
behind
positions,
us.
different
Going
angles.
by
Just
the little purple
completely
thing.
destroyed them.
Ash behind us.
I was
Really,
like
actually,
very,
Ash, I'm
very
on it
nice.
with
Take
you.
a dash, man.
Ash dead.
I was very nice.
Hanzo's card.
After that, we got a little
Hanzo's
messed
low,
up.
think.
Like this hand
Can
is
we
like
walk
kind
into
of
these
like
people or
popping.
no?
But like
Hanzo should be
Ara
dead.
should be able to win that since he has a
Oh, don't
damage
tell me.
booster. At least I
Oh,
hope so.
Hanzo got mega, I think. Yeah, Hanzo
It's
got
fine.
mega.
Just make sure you don't die,
Back one,
please.
back one,
guys.
back one, back one.
Like,
I
look at how
tried.
split we are
Good
now.
stuff,
That's the
good
problem.
stuff.
Like we,
On
and
half
we're all
points.
on low grounds.
Mega.
And when I say
Really?
split,
Oh,
especially
no.
our ass is like not.
Yep.
We
I'm going with
split
you.
towards the groups, not towards the. That
He
stuff.
did.
Nice
Nice.
job.
I
you
know, I
guys.
told
Go
them,
high
but
ground,
it's
high
like
ground,
nice
high
to see it actually
Yeah.
applied and shit, right?
Places, everyone.
So like that ass has
Oh,
bad
yeah.
timing versus
They're going.
before.
They're going stairs again.
Like
Going for dynamite.
I'm getting shot by Ash. Where?
fine. Now we
stairs.
have. They
Only
have more
stairs in
ult, so we
three,
need to
two.
ult
I
first.
got eaten.
Big. I do
Nice.
not have rock for
Copy.
that.
We
Just
only got
Nice.
nice.
What did you
kill.
do?
That was very
I
good.
rocked.
You rocked him.
Oh my
We're all
god.
good.
Big
We
break
should be able
away.
to flax there again as Echo.
When I couldn't, you did.
Nice.
I got Hanzo.
Good, kind of
I
messed
thought
up.
we
But,
saw.
like, but basically,
dead.
because they're all grouping in the
I'm
same
back
corner
now.
and we are
Can you
playing
move up?
split, we are
up,
getting
yeah, I'm
so
burning,
much
burning.
more value
Both
out
sides,
of
both
our
sides.
damage,
out.
right? And then in the end, we win this.
Good job.
Huge,
Way better.
huge guys.
We played
Good
that
job.
so well.
Wow.
Like
Sigma
that
was
second
going for
point
it.
was like very, very, very well played from you guys. Like you held your
He's
corners.
so proud of us right now. I just know it.
Take nothing if you're proud of us.
Like the one thing I want to point out is this Hanzo flanking on the side of first point. It was kind of sad to see. So we need to be
Yeah.
looking around a little bit more.
Oh wait, he
for
said
flanks
something.
and
He's
stuff.
not proud of us.
Oh damn.
Oh.
Wow, tickety. Wow, mean.
I feel like
Nice
it's a lot of
job,
damage
guys.
blocked for.
Way to turn
Well,
it
at
around.
least I'm really proud
Hell
of you
yeah.
guys. So I don't know.
That was good.
We went 1-1.
Okay. Yes, 1-1, huge. You can
Yeah,
do
the
your
the
rematch
important thing is
later.
we learned from the first map.
We learned.
Yes.
remember
Demonstrably
this.
learned
Remember
something.
The
for
rainbow
2
goes
hours
above
and
your
forget
head, and the
everything.
more you know and stuff.
Don't worry, I'm gonna remember it for the next 2 hours, and I'm gonna forget it all.
Yep, sounds like school.
Okay, whenever you can throw the replay code into the chat again,
Ah, sure.
I got you.
so we can have a little look about the fights we lost and about the fights we won.
My
But
profile was still loading.
overall, like that second point hold was like so beautiful in a couple of fights.
I think it like went a lot better when I just started like as soon as we got a pick or as soon like when I saw the like when I saw like the Ashe linking, I literally just ran up to them. Like, is that bad that it was working?
What?
Like when like a couple times, like when when they walked underneath us, I like walked behind. I just walked behind them.
I think
I mean,
it
it's
works.
working.
I was kind of just like running all over the place. though.
As long
As
basically.
it's not main. That's the idea, right?
Yeah,
We're-
as
we're
long as you
taking
stay
op-
alive and basically make sure your DPS don't get focused and you don't die, I'm fine with it. Of course, like
15-minute
more stuff are gonna
VOD
get
review, and
punished
then
the
we're
more
gonna-
you hide.
15-minute VOD review, and then we're gonna get together and have a big discussion. So that'll happen around like 1:55 ish.
No tiebreaker.
No tiebreaker. We're only.
Unlucky.
So
You
you
can
can do the tiebreaker after the thing, after the event, if you want by yourselves. But yeah, it's not gonna be a PECO thing anymore. Okay,
the,
but a
the
draw
spring
result is like a very beautiful one, right? It's like
Yeah, that one's sad.
Yeah, that was awesome that you guys split that. I was super happy about it. But we'll talk about it in 10-ish minutes. Enjoy, guys.
Sure.
Okay, so first I wanna like watch one of these last fights over here that I really liked. So let's go. Can I actually go down, please? Thank you.
You and E go up and down if you want to know that.
Yeah.
Q down, E up.
It's kind of funny. We did the thing that they did to us on Junkertown.
Yeah.
And?
It's
mean-
just kind of, it's funny.
That's how it works, you know.
Yeah.
So first of all, look at your setup here. This was the setup for like 2 or 3 fights. Sometimes it was a little bit better, sometimes a little bit worse, but in general it's really good. Like your Echo was playing one side, your Ass was usually playing the other side. Right now is he dead, I think, or something?
I was trying to get him over.
I'm gonna
Yes,
get
it's
rest
dead,
in
never
like
mind, yeah.
2 seconds.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was begging.
Yeah, it's okay. And then we have our Orisa holding main, and basically our Sigma enabling our Echo as much as possible. So this was really nice. One fight that you also did the ult thing very nice is, I think, the next one, where basically they walked bottom right. Yes, here we are. So they walk bottom right, you scout that as Echo, very good job. And then the moment they walk in, like our Echo drops, our Sigma just basically uses a huge flux to force out a lot of stuff from them. And then our Ass and Bob, if I let it play, you drop bottom left, if I remember well. And then look at the angles you have on them. Here as Orisa, you don't necessarily have to drop. This is an unnecessary risk, I would say. But in general, it's like, it's fine. Because we already got 2 picks here, right? So you're allowed to go more aggressive. You're allowed to have a little bit more fun. It's not optimal, but I'm fine with it. And
like
then
that.
here is like what I don't like. One thing I don't like is that we ignore our Sigma, right? So Ash, I don't want you to go away. I want you to help your Sigma. And Baba,
I was trying. Like as soon as I
Yeah,
saw
it's
Sig dropped, I was like, oh yeah, I need to help, and then he died.
Yeah, so there's like the one problem is that we dropped. Like our setup was very nice, but if we just had our Ass drop here and our Sigma play with the Ass up here, for example, then it would have been even better, right? But in general, we already have won this fight. We killed 3 people. We like this is just cleanup. Yes, and cleanup is messy because you're not used to playing together. You're not used to the comp as much. But in general, like the initial setup and the initial basically reaction to them going there was like very nice. Let's see. In general, I'm not sure how much time I have. I do have some time. By the way,
8
if you
minutes.
have any questions or final stuff, let me know. I wanna like get your questions more than I wanna say my stuff.
We still
I was
have
doing
about
this
10
in
minutes.
just a regular comp game, and my DPS that's I'm trying to be with a shield, they're not cooperating with me, and they're just playing backwards. What should I do? We're not playing more with the team.
Okay, there's a couple things you can do. One thing, as a tank, if you already have Orisa, you don't necessarily have to play Sigma. You can go Hog and be the DPS yourself and flank and do that kind of stuff. If your DPS are gonna play with your Orisa, you can do the Sigma, but Hog is like more, you can do that even better. I don't like suggesting people go Hog, but in this
Hog is
comp,
one of
and
my
if
best
your
characters. Don't
DPS
worry.
are, yeah. Another thing you can do is like suggest it in like as I said, like what you said here is like, hey Hanzo, let's go top left, and you'll get more value there. Like it's gonna be easier for you to hit your shots because I'm gonna help you out. Like maybe he'll listen. Maybe he didn't want to listen every
Hopefully.
single time, but
also people think they know everything and like, no, what I'm doing is best.
how you state it also matters, right? Don't be like, hey, don't stay with the shield, you fucking idiot. Like, of course he's gonna react badly to that, right?
Oh,
It's
no,
like,
I don't do
hey,
that.
let's go top left to go, like, I don't know, kill the Rana or something. I don't know.
If they don't listen to me,
Fine.
then I do that.
Depending on the situation.
I mean, even if they don't listen to you, don't do that because
Alright,
it'll
fair.
just tilt them.
Fair.
Ready for battle.
So you lost the 2 fights you actually lost on defense were both of them because of like a flanking Hanzo or something we didn't notice. So that
Yeah,
like
that
if I wanted
Hanzo
to
was-
tell you something to work on for a next map, it'd be mostly that, to be looking around you, making sure you know where they're coming from, and that is like that has like kind of like 2 parts. Oh my god. I do, like, a full
It's on
minute
me.
for that.
I should be the
This
one
breaks
looking
away.
around.
By the way, do we have
It's on
a...
everybody, right? And if you're running Hanzo, he's really good at doing that because Sonic Arrow is like a really good ability to like scout corners that you're not necessarily seeing, right? I think it was the next fight actually. Oh my, no, I went too far. So basically this Hanzo completely just went on the left. Like you already spotted this, I really like that. That basically you gave this high ground up way too early here. You had no reason to drop there yet. You can just stay here and like spam them even more. And then when they actually join you up here, you can have a little like spar up here for who's gonna win the fight. And if you start losing it, then you can start falling back, right? You don't have to give up the high ground that easily. Like stick your ground a little bit. And then it's not up to one person saying that the Hanzo went left because we saw him pass through here. We saw him drop down. We can right now see him dropping down and going in here. And then he basically just fully crouches. Like he even took a couple of shots there, and then he actually crouches and then goes this way. So it's about like we know they have 2 hits, two people that can basically one-shot us, and suddenly we're missing one. What could he be doing? And then like we saw him there last, so he should be going around in the back, right? And yes, Mercy is like one of the easiest heroes to look around you because you don't need to look at your DPS to pocket them. So it's a good scouter in general because she's a lot of mobility, but you also don't want to die, right? So and then you lose this fight because of that, and you almost lose a fight here again if you remember when the Hanzo also poked here. You managed to actually hold it because your Sigma reacts very well to it and seals this Hanzo. Do you remember the fight, or should I go find it? I can probably find it. So I think it was the second one here, where our Hanzo... In general, you did a very, very good job at ulting first and setting the tempo in your direction, right? I think I already skipped it.
60 seconds remaining.
I'm not sure. Too many fights. No, we destroyed this one.
Way to be humble.
By the way, this fight over here was honestly not that bad, where you actually dropped in there. The reason why it wasn't that bad is they forced themselves in a little room and you took angles. Your Orisha dropped main and held this one, and then Sigma and us poked this way. Where is it? Yeah, your Orisha is main, Sigma and us are holding this side, right? And your echo is kind of like unknowing the people that are outside. So even without your echo and your echo like spamming here, like that's why we're winning this, because look at how we are all around them. Like what are these guys gonna do right now? They have an Orisa on top of their head. They have a Sigma in front of them and an Us over here.
Flying Orisa, apparently.
It's okay. Like I get what you're saying that you were running around.
He's going from the top rope.
But,
Yeah, but I shielded in front of them though. It was crazy. Look at that shield. Amazing.
yeah, but like the idea is that right now we are in a way better position than they are. Even though we are kind of like maybe overextending a little bit, in general, like it's way better than what they're doing.
In
right?
that Arista got no chance of survival, right?
Yeah, we got them in that cage.
And the same thing with us, right? Yeah, you got them where you want them. You got them in a little room with everybody, one of you, and its door basically just like pushing them in and making them fight each other or something. I don't know, like like a cage fight. I hate going into.
Right, they're fun.
So
when you
like that's like how this
there you
comp
go.
wins in general. Like usually in long in rages than in there, but still that's the way the team comp wins. So that's what I want you to
More
get
minutes, and
out
then I'm
of
going to
this.
drag everybody into the lobby to have a nice discussion.
All right.
So do you have any comments, questions, that kind of stuff? That
This
kind
is
of good
not
stuff.
about the VOD, but I remember them saying like it's gonna be every other week. So are we doing something in 2 weeks? Just the same people, or
Ask
are they
that in 2 minutes when Sharp pulls us all together.
They said that they're gonna try to rotate it, so it's not gonna be us next. Remember Melee?
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Sad indeed.
But yeah, for that kind of questions, keep them for either Sharp or Caden when we talk about it all together. Yeah, also, as you're trying to get better at players, I'm trying to become better as coach and like do all of this stuff more efficiently at least. So anything you can throw at me, feel free to do it either in messages or now or wherever you want. Yeah, like let me know, give me your worst as well, as I've been doing for the past 2 hours, right? Get your blood back.
I think you did fantastic, but I haven't really been coached before, so fuck do I know?
It was good.
For a group of players that have never played together before on a comp that we're not comfortable with, you
guys
did a
do
wonderful
very
job.
well. Yeah.
Honestly, the amount
coaching
the
style.
amount you improved in the last 2 hours, especially for this comp and between you guys, it was like actually amazing. Like,
All right, let's take
you
them. We're gonna
started
form a team right now.
everybody playing on his own, and we end up
That's it.
here like
Jane's
full holding
socks are
second.
going to contenders. Let's go.
Let's do it. Double shield only.
Yes.
Nothing else.
This one comp only.
But yeah, I do like your coaching. I do like your coaching style because there's a lot of people who just say, "Oh, you're shit. Fix it."
I mean, if anyone
I
does
have
that, they're a
friends
bad
straight up
coach.
tell me.
I mean, it
I
works
don't
for
think
some
you'll find
people.
coaches like that at PECO.
No, see,
even if
there's
they're
a difference
learning.
between saying like this is a mistake, don't do this, and telling someone they're shit. You know, like one's effective and one's not. And I'll tell you,
One's
the one
more
that's not is the latter.
One's more sadistic.
No,
I mean,
one is completely
no.
worthless.
Like telling somebody that you're
popular.
shit doesn't help them fix what's wrong. You know?
Yeah. You can be blunt, you can point out mistakes, but you don't need to like dunk on the person you're trying to help improve. That's
Not everybody
Also-
can be Gunther.
It also doesn't help.
I love how
know.
Gunther now has like the stigma or something of like just shitting on people.
It's so unfounded. That's not even what he does, but everyone like just
Yeah, if it'd be somebody, it'd be Spyler, right? With his roast like reviews and stuff. Or like, does anybody remember Ragtag?
We moved the
Oh,
Power.
Yeah, so we got everybody in here, so it
young
might get a
power.
little loud. Hopefully, we have some self-restraint. But,
I
but,
can't
My
promise it.
ears.
but I hope everybody enjoyed that. It was our, we've done SmackDown events before, but this is our first time using member coaches. I hope that it was an awesome experience. We want to do a little bit of a little ending discussion here, and so the first thing I want to do is hear from our member coaches themselves. And so let's start with Chase. Chase, how did you find this event? And is there anything you want to say to your team, the other team? You have the floor.
well, honestly, it was really fun, and I think
Yay.
both teams in the end, like second map to first map was almost like night and day.
Yeah,
Like the improvement was actually there, I think at least.
yeah, that was great.
So like, good job to everybody. I hope you keep going and like find opportunities to get even better.
Awesome.
Yay.
Awesome. Thank you, Chase. And now let's hear from the coach of the Dino Nuggies, Big Ben.
what a
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, exactly. That first play on Blizzard World was our 3-point nugget play. I just want to say it did work. But we didn't get held. 3-point nugget did work. No, it was really fun. We had a lot of fun with it. We kind of got everyone together beforehand for some fun team bonding, and something I've always admired about the PECO server and the people in it is that we like to have fun. So we kind of had a lot of fun with it, and I think hopefully they learned a little bit too from me. I tried to help everyone individually as well as the team, but I thought it was a really fun experience, and overall, from a coaching
Awesome.
perspective,
Mhm.
just really cool to talk through not only Overwatch and kind of the cooldowns, but then also kind of teach a comp was really cool. And I have something I haven't done before, so that was fun.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you got that you found that experience positive one. Is there anything that the coaches wished we would have done differently, or would like to see possibly to enhance the experience going on?
One small thing would be, I know the players submitted like basically something about their communication skills, and actually the more important stuff that is like they submitted either hero picks and pronouns and that kind of stuff. It'd be nice to have a list beforehand
Oh, okay.
to make
To
sure.
give you guys like a nice little roster of everything for everything. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, very good.
More information is not a bad thing.
Certainly
And
can do
also,
that next time.
Ticket's document was really nice. It'd be for the next one. I
So
know
for
you'll give
everyone
it from the very start, but yeah.
Yeah, so for everyone on
Yeah, now we know.
you had a little document that explained like what to do when in this kind of more structured coaching experience. So yeah, that was great. Thank you very much for that, Ticket. So awesome. Thank you, coaches. Now let's go down the player list very quickly, maybe 10, 15 seconds each person. If you want it, if you don't have to, obviously. If you want to say something to the coaches or say something about the event in general, feel free. And so let's start with Big Nap.
Oh my goodness.
That's what you get for being alphabetically first.
Yep.
It was definitely a fun experience. Like, I didn't play in the Smackdowns before. I did watch them live sometimes, but like, it was. I don't know, like how to describe it. But it was like a new experience. Like, I'm playing on a team, and we have WOD reviews, and like we also have like some level of in-game coaching. But this is like definitely on a much more like in-depth level.
Awesome.
And
well,
like the entire experience.
Yeah.
Yay! Good.
Totally.
I'm glad. Awesome. Well, thank you. And so now let's move on. Let's have Blue Roses.
So I guess I'll just say thank you to Ben for coaching, and I had a lot of fun playing with my fellow Dino Nuggies. It was nice to finally be in a comp that was like, yes, I can play Mercy, and I'm supposed to play Mercy. So that was really nice. Yeah, it was a good experience. Yes, it was a really good experience. I had a lot of fun. Oh yes, high five it. And I'm sad I didn't get to have my 1v1 with Sandwich. So we have a next time.
Stream Mercy boxing.
Yeah. Or maybe a member Monday Pugs. Yeah.
There we go.
We'll make it go down.
There we go.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Blue Roses. So, Dreary, you have something you want to talk about?
Oh, I don't get to play Arissa very much, but so that was probably like I was so happy to finally get to play the horse, and I just like I appreciate like because I know like there's probably a lot that you guys have been doing like behind the scenes, and I just want to say like thank you for like because we literally couldn't have done this without you guys, so just a big thank you to you guys.
Thank you
so much. Well, thank you, Dreary.
Much
now let's move on to DTX here.
Nerf Echo, GG's.
For one map.
You popped off, Ordo. You can pat yourself on the back for that one.
You really did.
Awesome. So now we have King. You have 15 seconds or so.
For the first time ever, except for maybe one time before, I could say that I've actually learned something from coaching.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Because other than Deadly, I've never had a coach before, Chase, that has actually like left information with me.
Cool.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Good job, Chase.
Positive experience. Yeah.
Good job.
Ordo.
My Hanzo needs medical assistance. But I enjoyed every minute of it, and I'm gonna have to miss the next one regardless of.
Oh darn.
But I will be back.
We'll go again.
Awesome.
We'll go again. Yes.
We go again. Solana.
This I feel like is the first time I've actually played in a setting where I have been coached. So it was a completely new experience for me, and I did definitely learn a lot about how to actually play as a team, because even when playing with friends, it just kind of felt like, we all did our own thing and just
Yeah,
messed around.
It's very different from just like playing with friends in quick play or ranked. Like it
Or
is
even in
very different.
pugs.
Huge organized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is even different from that, right? When you have a coach and you have like this huge
Mhm.
organized thing. I think it's an awesome experience. It's why we
Definitely
wanted
like
to
this
do
more.
it.
Yeah, it's much more
Yeah.
education focused versus
Which is-
pugs where it's like, all right, go do your thing, pick a hero, have fun.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it felt much better for me to actually learn. Here's how we should position. Here's how we should take fights. You know, I like that
Awesome.
aspect of it.
Very good.
Awesome. Sandwich.
I don't think I'm gonna be a bat main anytime soon. But I did learn a lot, which is obviously the goal, and it was a lot of fun. Is it okay if I bug you guys later about like thoughts about the whole thing?
Oh, of course. Please DM.
We
us.
welcome that. Yes,
Cool.
yes,
Cool.
please.
Or you can post your feedback. We have a member feedback.
Mhm.
Member mail.
That goes to anyone. Like, yeah, if y'all have feedback, anyone from the stream too. If there's something from the stream that you feel like could be different and improve it, let us know. Like,
Yeah, it's nothing
Yeah.
bad. I wrote down a bunch of things
He
I
has
wanted to talk
thoughts.
about. So
that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Yeah.
it was really good. And I learned a lot. Shout outs to everyone who made it happen because it was a really good experience.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Scar.
Hello.
Hello.
I am the Hanzo that makes you stay in gold.
You made me so sad. The amount of blink.
You were the most annoying person to play against.
Seriously.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of popped off a little bit a lot. Like, yeah.
A little bit a
your
lot.
Hanzo was
No, just a lot.
disgusting.
It was pain. You just kept flanking and killing us.
I'm bad at Hanzo, by the way.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
it was-
Use of the 3-point nugget play, I have to say.
I joined when Big Ben was coaching, and Scar was like, "I just kept flanking, and it just kept working."
I mean, you know, sometimes it be like that.
It do.
It
All
was
right.
pain.
Was that all you had to say, Scar?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Dust.
I like it.
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. First time playing in a team environment other than like pugs, but
That's not team.
Even pugs
but-
are kind of just thrown together. Here, you get at least like a little bit of consistency. You know what you're playing. And you get-
exactly. And the coaching was awesome. I'm still getting used to Ash. I only have like 30 hours on her, so it was a lot of
Only.
fun to.
It didn't show.
I've
You
only
did
played it
fine.
for like a day and a half straight.
I mean, I have over 2,000 hours on Junkrat.
Don't feel bad. I have
Wow.
like maybe 5 hours on BAP, so
Well, you did a pretty good job for the 5 hours on that.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Alrighty, thank you, Dusk. Let's have Walendathos.
Yeah, first of all, Nug Pugs. That's what needs to happen now.
Oh no.
Nug Pugs.
Unlike Drury, I will not be playing Orisa with my team. I find her quite boring.
Walendathos is like, I want my monkey back.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, man. Your Orisa was great,
and then,
though.
And then, yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, your posts were actually on point.
Yeah. There's some big halts coming out
And
from both
next
of y'all.
time,
Oh,
I think third map for the decider.
Yeah.
So we have we have the Overwatch League starting soon, so we didn't want to overlap too much, but
Yeah, that's why we had a
Yeah, that
two-map
makes
thing.
sense.
We'll adjust. We'll adjust.
But do we think people would
Let's put
rather
this on
watch
instead.
like pro players play or like
Or
two of
would
the
they-
best?
It doesn't
double
matter
shield
if they
queens?
want to watch it.
I mean, so what I'm
Both
hearing.
play.
They can dual screen
Oh,
it.
I was gonna say, so what I'm
Right.
hearing is, member Monday, we're gonna do like our third point. We'll rehash this out.
Yeah.
Please?
I'm down.
Be arranged.
I'm down.
Do a tiebreaker at some point. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
Let's
exactly.
reunite.
Y'all are gonna have to help us remember.
To end this off, we have Green Arrow.
He changed his nickname to Walking Dog, and I don't know if that means he's literally walking his dog right now.
I think so.
He is.
I think so.
I think
He is
he's literally
actually.
walking his dog because
Just
he's.
like, is this a meme I'm not understanding? Or-
Yeah,
I
I
thought
think
he
he's
was going to just
literally
be W to be last.
He is literally walking the dog.
Yeah.
dog.
So
Good meme.
To prove it.
prove
Thank you
it.
guys so much for
Pixar didn't
participating.
happen.
This was so much fun to do. I'm
Yes.
glad you guys all got a lot out of this, and hopefully y'all will sign up again, and we could do this again in 2 weeks. with
Yeah.
Something that is not the horse.
Yes.
Please,
Please not the horse.
I think we keep the horse.
As long as we keep
No,
the
no, no, no,
mercy,
no.
I'm down.
I'm like, as long as I can still play a support character, I'm down. Don't put me on
Play
DPS.
dice. We go dice.
We're getting rid of
Same.
support characters. No support characters next time.
We're gonna go goats. It's gonna be goats.
Goats.
So you all are
No more.
free to hang out here as long as you want. For everybody else on stream, we're gonna take the two coaches and we're gonna have Tickety give them some feedback. We're gonna go up into the broadcast now, so it's a little bit more private. But thank you guys again for coming.
Yes.
And
Yes.
have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend. Go Overwatch. Go Dallas.
Yes.
I don't want to
Yes.
go Dallas.
We're blue.
Dallas.
I'm biased. It's fine.
Rain.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. All right, where's
you
Chase?
pulled
We
us
pulled
in,
Chase
I
up. We pulled Big Ben up. All right, cool.
Right.
Give Tickety the floor.
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, huge shout out, Sharp and Caden, to you guys for bringing this all together. This has been awesome.
Cheers.
To everyone watching and to you guys who don't know, these are our newest members to the PECO family, and they've been killing it, bringing the community together, organizing events like this. And I think this, well, there were a few hiccups, maybe at the beginning. Things have been running super smoothly, and I'm really excited to see more of these events popping up. And also to you guys as coaches, Ben and Chase, I was super impressed with both of you guys. To be completely honest, I was not sure how these things were going to go with community coaches, but I was super impressed with you guys. I have a little bit of feedback, but honestly, like, you guys killed it today, and I was really happy with everything that happened. It was a great experience for everyone involved. So yeah, I'll start off by saying I initially started taking feedback, like, because I was like stuck in coach brain. I was like looking at the games, like thinking about like what I would say, and then I tried to change that more into giving you guys feedback on your actual coaching. So I'll try to stay away from talking about the actual game itself and stuff like that, and more focus about you guys on coaches. So I started off by watching Ben and watching your introduction and the first map with you. There were a couple things that made me feel you were a little bit long-winded in the talking points that you had. You took a long time to answer individual questions, and it felt overall that, at least at the very beginning when we were doing the introduction stuff, we were maybe losing focus on the overall sort of narrative of what the team comp was supposed to be doing and the win conditions thereof. So one, for an event like this, first thing is be mindful of your time constraints. If you are coaching for a team in the Overwatch League and you have 15 minutes between your map, you do not get any buffer after those 15 minutes. You need to make sure that by the time those 15 minutes are up, you have said everything you want to have said, and your team has a clear vision moving forward. So yes, getting feedback from players, answering their questions, all very important stuff. But at the end of the day, you are the one presenting them with knowledge. You are the one with a story to tell so make sure you have everything out by the time your time is up. There were a couple. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said understood. Continue.
Okay. Gotcha. There were a few things that talked about. So I put this in quotes, and I'm trying to remember exactly what I was thinking at the time. But you were telling people to give calls to give up space. I think I was talking about Junkertown first fight when they were holding on that bridge. And so you were giving really good feedback, but I would like to hear you go a step further and talk about more like applicable things in game. So like, yes, we need to make calls to give more space and give up space and these kind of things, but then talk about like, you might want to look for these triggers that might necessitate that kind of call. Maybe one of us died. Maybe our tanks don't have CDs. Maybe the enemy has too many angles. Maybe we're trying to bait them in, these kind of things. So it's good to say, yes, you have really good feedback, but put that in a very applicable setting for in-game so they know exactly what they're looking for when they're in-game. They don't need to think, oh, should I be calling it back up right now? I'm not sure exactly what I should be looking for, these kind of things.
Okay.
And yeah, just a general feedback, pointing out issues, and then following up with examples of what you want to see. So another thing that you talked about was like the splitting focus. I think on a similar fight on Junkertown where we had an advantage, but we didn't capitalize as much as we could because we ended up splitting our focus. So again, use that time to give an example of what you would want to see. It's not enough to say, hey, we split our focus, this was bad. This is what we could have done to be better. And then give concrete examples. Maybe go down the hero roster, go one by one, say, hey, you could have done this, you could have done this, you could have done this. Quickly get that thought out of the way and keep them really hyper-focused on what they should be doing next time.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's about all the notes I had for you. In general, too, like for both of you guys, actually, when we were talking about the intro and introducing the composition to our teams, I would have liked to hear a little bit more macro talk. I would have liked to hear more about like how are we explicitly going to be taking space on attack. Chase, I know you talked about like taking angles and stuff like that, but I'd like to hear more like concrete examples, if that makes sense. And then on the flip side, like how do we respond to split threats or rotations when we're on defense? What are some specific communication things, like making sure we're calling every pull, making sure we're calling our alts, making sure we're calling when to push with the DPS's Sigma, these kind of things. I think a little more expectations on our players would have gone a long way early on. And going into the feedback for you, Chase, I think one of your issues was you tried to get too high level too quickly. I think you were.
I think I noticed that during the first map. I was like, "Oh shit! Am I asking way too much from these guys?" Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have experience playing and coaching on a team. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And I could kind of tell that with the feedback you're giving, because the feedback were giving, well, like pretty much all of it, I agreed with everything you were saying. But for the context of these players, I think it was hard for them to keep up, and it led to a lot of people coming to not wrong, but different conclusions. So when teaching, especially a new team like this, or a team who is starting out with new members, or a team who hasn't solidified their fundamentals, you need to really build up those things step by step, brick by brick, before you can jump right into the macro stuff like this. So like everything you talked about, like for taking space and splitting angles and pairing up and having different calls for different groups and stuff like that, that's all really good and true information. But before we can get there, we need to get the simple stuff down first. So that was like by far my biggest note for you. And again, similar to Ben, some concrete examples would have been great. Instead of saying stuff like, hey, we want to split angles and we want to make this our win condition, say like, hey, this fight, we're going to send Sigma and Ash and Mercy in this direction, and we're going to send Hanzo in this direction. This is going to achieve XYZ for this reasons. You can look to do this in situations where XYZ is happening, these kind of things. Very concrete, easy to follow instructions to put them in the situation, even if they don't have a deep understanding of it, but are still able to execute on some of the things. And then when you build on that review, when you're looking at the VOD back, it's like, hey, look how good this was, and then go more in depth with it. But starting off with too much too fast can lead to confusion. And I think when I tuned in on Blizzard World, there was actually a little bit of conflict going on because, again, different people had different expectations for each other and different plans going on and stuff like that. I will say, you handled, like, even though it was fairly light, you handled that conflict really well. I was really happy with everything. I was honestly thinking about jumping in myself in case things got out of hand, but you handled it perfectly. So a little bit of coaching experience showing there as well. But main thing, again, those individual feedback and the higher level feedback stuff without those strict fundamentals in play can lead to contrasting opinions, and that's where conflict arises. That's where misplays happen. That's where we miss up on our timing and all those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, overall, great job to both of you guys. I was really happy with this. It was really fun to watch, of course. And yeah, I had a great time. Did you guys have any questions about the whole process? Anything for me?
It's okay if you don't.
No, basically,
yeah, no pressure.
It's like the kind of thing I'm thinking is like, yeah, like I just found it was like I thought it would be hard. It was a little bit harder than I thought it'd be to like both, like especially in the beginning, as you said, like I started too high and then I was like, oh shit, and moved a little bit down, I think, hopefully. And then like, yeah, like judging players extremely fast and like being able after a single round of like basically didn't even play a full map, like at least the Junkertown, right? So it was like, yeah, it was really hard to like get what I need to say in a very, very, very small amount of time when watching like 6 players and like, yeah, everything.
Yeah, it's a hard environment when you're not completely in control, right? When you're not going to maybe even see these players ever again. You're not sure if you're going to be able to build on these things. You're not sure how much you're going to get out in 15 minutes. It's stressful, it's hard, but I think, like I said, you guys did a really great job.
Yeah, of a high pressure environment, but it also forces you guys as coaches, it reinforces the skill of being like succinct, right? Of making sure you know what you're saying, you say it fast, you say it, well, not fast, like you're talking fast, but you say it directly and you say it
efficiently.
Efficiently in his, thank you, in his few words, unlike I'm doing right now, in his few words as possible.
Yeah, no, y'all did great. You could see the difference too between the 2 maps, like how much the coaching impacted. It was really cool to see that type of turnaround in just 2 maps. Like obviously they're not, the teams aren't going to be perfect at whatever comp we do within a span of 2 maps. It's 6 people that have never played together. Y'all are coaches that have never interacted with these people as coaches typically. And I mean, considering all of that, watching it and listening in on the comms as I was going back and forth, it was so smooth and y'all did so great. Like it was really good to watch.
Yeah, no, they did a really good job with it. I kind of tried to focus on, kind of like TKT said, I was just focusing on, at least to start out with, really, like the basics when it comes to comms and what cooldowns they need to be using when. Obviously, taking the next steps really important, which I appreciate the feedback of kind of the if this happens, that can happen kind of stuff. But yeah, they did a really good job of kind of applying it too, which was really cool. They didn't just kind of treat it like a pug lobby and just kind of did their own thing. Everyone was really happy to play with each other and play the comp as it was kind of meant to be played and how we were suggesting it. So that was really fun. And they had fun with it too. So I think it went well.
Yay, awesome. That's good to hear.
Just like as you asked for feedback as well, is like a small thing, as I kind of said, like getting feedback on the players before we start is gonna make it easier as well. Like maybe I wasn't sure what the SR level was. Like I knew it was around like for each player as well, maybe. Or for example, a question like what kind of team experience you have to know like what what baseline
For
you're
sure, we
working
can
with,
share that
something
with
like
you guys
that.
in the future.
Yeah, I actually put a note in our special hidden chat, like feedback notes, give member melee coaches more info regarding their roster. So, and then I put in that like SR pronouns, communication levels, things like that. So that's definitely something that we can implement for the next one.
Yeah, and like he talked about just team experience, I think, or just like general playing experience would be a really good point too, because there's a difference between talking with people that have been playing the game or play with friends or play in groups or play scrims.
Different level of background.
That's a good point.
It's a really big difference
Yeah,
between
that's
putting someone in that's like pretty just plays comp and is like kind of like gold plat area and just kind of does their own thing, and then hopping into this is very bit different than someone that's been in a team environment, whether it's PC or whatever it may be.
That's
they're
very
gonna
good point.
approach the game in a very different mental space. So when kind of like what TKD's feedback for Chase was, when you start going into those kind of macro plays and kind of going crazy with like communication stuff like that, people can be like, "Holy crap, that's a lot of."
The people
realize...
who only just chill on ladder and
Everyone's gonna
solo
get
queue are like,
complicated
what?
Just press buttons.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So I'll be sure to include that for the next one to make it a little easier, so y'all have a better idea of how to adjust your coaching style and input and however that goes. So
yeah,
that was great.
You have different comms, especially with that. So kind of spending more time assisting them with that and how they need to kind of not act, but what to expect in this kind of team environment is big to go over with someone if they haven't been in it before. And kind of thrown into the fire.
Yeah, that's fair. Awesome. Well, thank you. I think Sharp, did you have anything else?
I think that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know that it seems like you guys got out of this, which is awesome. Hopefully we can do it again. I hope you guys volunteer again. Maybe we'll find different people for the next time for some variety's sake. But of course, we'd love to have you guys back. You guys are both awesome. And thank you again, Tickety, for hanging around, giving us some professional insight here. And of course, this is a great thing for our members. Again, I want to mention that this was all done with members from our PECO Discord. If you want to become a member and participate in events like this, it's discord.gg/PECO, PECO. And then you would look at the Become a Member channel, which will take you to our, it is a paid membership. So you would have to sign up on our website. And it's monthly, so you can try it out for a month if you want and see what all the hubbub's about. We'll be back on, I think we're going to stream Member Monday Pugs and Q&A on Tickety's channel. So be around for that, and on Twitch, of course. And yeah, thank you guys for coming. Awesome time.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Like and subscribe.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hit the bell for notifications.
Yeah, we're on YouTube now. I forgot.
Yes. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications for all of the PECO YouTube uploads. Right? Yes. And member join and all the other YouTube things.
We're good at this.
Yes. All right, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, so that was very, very, very fun. I like how biased and Tickety and Sharp are just chilling in lobby now. Okay, so yeah, that was like very, very fun, honestly, and kind of interesting, from my side at least. I hope it was nice for chat as well, and yeah, like I look forward to kind of doing it again if possible. But yeah, it was kind of awesome. Wasn't paying attention too much to chat. I tried to answer a couple of questions you guys had, but like in general, yeah, when it's like live coaching, I think it was like yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna close the stream now. I'm probably, yeah, I guess I can like host Gunther or something. I think he's live since we're doing PECO things, so we can I guess do that, right? How do I do this? Let me see. I think it's Gunther Overwatch, something like that. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'm gonna hopefully host the correct person here. I've never hosted with a command before. No, actually, Gunther is not online. Deadly is. Never mind. There we go. That should be there. Yep. So yeah, thank you for watching and see you guys around.